Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to 3Y TV. And tonight, we're here at Mid-Ohio. This is the Leinemann Memorial. What was this thing? I don't have my graphics. No graphics. Is it the what's the distance, Matthew? What do we got?
I didn't put a distance.
Oh, okay. So no graphics here
my
tonight.
microphone's been muted the whole time.
Oh, so
Yeah, we don't have a distance tonight, but it is the Leinemann Memorial at Mid-Ohio.
At Mid-Ohio. Okay, there we go. Thank you. There we go. Smooth transition. Everyone's smooth here tonight, and we'll see some more smooth driving as we are under qualifying here tonight. And as you heard, Vic Bloom, league owner, and Carlos getting stuff squared away. We have Matthew Bayuk in here, and Matthew. It's OSCA on a road course. It's going to be shaping up, I think, to be a pretty good night.
OSCA on a road course. I mean, there are many things certain in the world. You're going to have bad weather. There's going to be taxes. Every year, everybody does their taxes. And every time OSCA goes to a road course, it is one hell of a show.
Yeah, it's, I think, again, some of the best road racing I think I've seen in any league has happened right here in OSCA competition, so you're in for a treat tonight. And we're seeing some of the names that put on, some of these best shows. Of course, we have points leader Nick Indelicato out there making his qualifying laps too, and Johnny Eckert, who's of course run quite a few races so far this season. But guys, also in the 09 tonight for South Shore Racing, we have Damian Leininger to I know put on, I think it was last season or season before, where he pulled some fuel mileage strategy wins off, and I think I knew he was on the entry list. I don't know if I've seen him on the score sheet so far. The 83 of Kean Rally. Is that me that's crackling?
Yeah, that's you.
You're crackling a little bit.
I hear it. I don't know what that's all about.
Some rock pops right now.
Yeah, but if little pop rocks, it sounds good.
All right, then.
Yeah. We'll go with it. We'll stick with that. I was gonna say I heard it. I thought it was you guys. I was just being nice.
Oh,
What's fixed now?
thank you. You're so considerate.
That's weird. Different. Then we see guys on track. There's Dustin Dewar. He said, if you want to see something spectacular, as in a spectacular wreck, we have to keep the cameras on that 32 car tonight. Not a lot of confidence, but I think that's kind of going to be the general consensus here tonight. I think we have a large group of guys out here that are really confident about coming into the race tonight, and some who are just here to collect a points check, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and with road courses, it's the same story every time you go to a road course. I mean, we saw at Long Beach last year, I think like our top 2 or 3 all make a mistake and pretty much nose it into the barrier in the same corner. So, there are guys that are good at road courses and are always going to be at the front, like Indelicato, Eckert, Cameron Rich when he's around, Rhett Nichols. But, if you just keep all 4 tires on the racetrack, you could still come away with a good finish, and that points paycheck you talk about could be a pretty sizable check.
Yeah, it could be a good one indeed if you keep her between the ditches, as they say. And just have to point out again the Leinemann Memorial Race. If you're familiar with OSCA competition, he was a fellow competitor. He did pass away on Tuesday with due to complications of leukemia, and all racing for him tonight. So we see the banners. A lot of cars will have the banners with. Ooh, we're back. Aaron helped us out with that one, and yeah, so you'll see his logo on the car, and we see some cool tributes to him. I know his uncle Dave Carpenter, currently 9th on the leaderboard, will be running a pretty fun tribute car to.
That thing looks awesome.
Yeah.
Who am I looking for?
That's a pretty neat thing.
Dave Carpenter.
And that's Aaron Leinemann's uncle. They were on 3-Pedal Mafia. Just as I believe late as last season. There you see Carpenter completing his laps, and he is up to 4th on the leaderboard. But there we see Indelicato, who gets up to 7th.
Yeah, almost every car in the field. There is now a 72 Aaron Leinemann decal on the side of the car. You can see it right there on the number 29. I believe that is Katie Roby racing this week.
No, she's a ringer here because she
was
flying. Carlos, what's up with you bringing ringers in?
Hey, like
Hey,
7
listen, I think it's about time I expand into a fourth car temporarily. Right now, only planned for this race, maybe another one, but right now only planned for this race. Chose the 29 because it was available, and Kevin Harvick is Katie Roby's favorite driver growing up, so figured that. And a scheme was made thanks to Darren's staff, and Darren did it the hard way. He did this from scratch. I thought he was just gonna get like a trading paint scheme and then just remove the logos. And no, he did all the work himself.
Oh wow, good job! And fun fact, just learned just a couple minutes ago about Darren's staff that me and him have something in common that not everyone would expect. We're juniors, not technically juniors though. Our fathers.
You both have the brain of a 12-year-old.
Wow.
Okay, two things in common. Never
Always
mind.
learning about yourself.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I mean, I knew it. I didn't know Darren had a brain of a 12-year-old, so that was news to me. But no, we both have the same first and last name as their fathers, but different middle name, leading us not to technically be juniors.
Qualifying is over, and Rhett Nichols has won the pole.
Rhett Nichols on the pole.
And actually, that Rhett Nichols won the pole for Daytona Road. After I went back and looked, he is now a 2-time road course pole winner. OSCA.
Yeah, he's been stout, but I think without further ado, we can lead off with picks. Who's up first here?
Oh, son of a gun!
Oh man, boy, who's always up first? I don't need Vic to tell me I'm going first. All right, so. I gotta go. I gotta pick proven winners.
Yeah, you
and
gotta pick.
I have a feeling I think Johnny's washed. He's gonna make a mistake. All right, he makes mistakes all the time at road courses. He's washed. Rhett Nichols,
right?
He could do it, but I have to put my faith in Katie Roby in the number 29.
Ooh,
right.
Win your ringer. I like it.
Shockingly, that was also who I was gonna pick. So thanks, Carlos. No pressure or anything, but I'm actually gonna go with a guy that this race probably means the most to.
You better not.
71. I'm going with Dave Carpenter.
Both of you.
Dale's
got
up next.
Yeah, it sure sucks being the points leader.
Dale's you're up, bud.
I am not sure if I chose him yet for half one, but I'm gonna pick Zach Rogers for half one.
Oh god, he's on the 14. Okay. Yep. You're good.
All right. I'm up, and man, I kind of switched my picks here a couple times in the old head here, in the old brain. But man, I don't think Johnny's washed. I'm going with that 9 car, Johnny Eckert. I believe I can pick him.
Yep, that's the last time you can pick the 9 car.
Yeah.
Matt, you're up.
Well, I was gonna go with Roby, and then I was like, okay, well, Dave Carpenter looks pretty fast. Never mind. I can't pick Dave, so I'm going to go with my buddy Rocket Man Seth Rawls. Haven't picked that car yet this year.
Rocket Man burning out his feel.
All right, you guys go through the grid and have a good broadcast.
Yeah, here we go. We'll go through the broadcast, and again on the pole in the number 55. I've just got to look here. Holotype Watson Racing Chevrolet out of Washington D.C. It is Rhett Nichols. And on his outside in that number 9 South Shore Racing Chevrolet out of Long Island, New York, it's the washed up man. It's Johnny Eckert.
All right, in the second row, starting third tonight in the number 29 RK Motorsports Chevrolet from Saratoga, New York, and a one-off fourth entry for RK Motorsports, it is Katie Roby. And to her outside in the number 54 Nurse Aviator Racing Toyota from Hoyt Lakes, Minnesota, filling in for Rasheed Coles, it is Kyle Carlson.
And on the inside of row number 3 in the number 20 S2 Racing Team Ford from Miamisburg, Ohio, it's Braxton DeWeese. And on the outside in the number 71 Do Good Motorsports Chevrolet, running that awesome-looking Aaron Leinemann Memorial Chevrolet, it is, he's out of Florence Harbor, New Jersey. It's David If I Were a Carpenter.
Starting in the 7th position tonight, it's James Watson driving his number 43 Holotype Watson Racing Chevrolet from Fairfield, California. His outside in the number 10 Shift Esports Ford Mustang from Asheville, North Carolina, it is Tyler Potty Mouth McIntosh.
I love it. I was hoping you'd say that. Yeah. And on the inside of row number 5 in the number 4 Shift Esports Ford from Syracuse, New York, it's our points leader, Nick Indelicato. And on the outside, it's his teammate. He's hot on road courses so far this year as well. in his number 25 Shift Esports Chevrolet from Peabody, Massachusetts, it's Seth Rocketman Rawls.
Scratching on the door of the top 10 here. Starting in the 11th position is the number 52 R.I.P Motorsports Chevrolet from Santa, California, piloted by Justin Kolb. Starting in 12th, he just learned to cook today, Nathaniel Cherry. His stomach did not agree with him, but he's okay and he's here tonight. He's driving the number 26 Shift Esports Mustang from Canada.
Hey, he's well enough to race. He did a good enough job, I think. In the inside of row number 7, in that number 87 RK Motorsports Chevrolet from Inner Grove Heights, Minnesota, it's Darren. Don't call me Junior Staff.
Look at
And
Darren,
on his
the
outside, little kitty. Aw, it's a cute kitty. On the outside in the number 73. Nurse Aviator Racing or Toyota out of Blackwater, Queensland, Australia. It's Kynan Landshark Jones.
Look out, everybody. We haven't seen him yet this year, but starting 15th, one of our top road course guys to race in OSCA and a one-off entry for Outlaw, it's Damian Leininger in the 09 Outlaw Racing Chevrolet from Bakersfield, California. To his outside in the number 99 S2 Racing Team Mustang from... Oh, God. Seth gets mad at me for the way I say this. Worcester, W. Ward, Massachusetts. It's everybody's emotional support pick, Gilberto Javier Gomera.
Yeah, I got yelled at by Carpenter for that. On the inside of row number 9, in the number 14 Weekend Woodsman Racing Chevrolet from Louisville, Kentucky, running that awesome Lonnie Lou paint scheme, it's Zachary Rogers. And on his outside in the number 6 RK Motorsports Chevrolet from Princeton, North Carolina, it's Zach Me-Fine Evans.
Now in the number 95 South Shore Racing Chevrolet from Virginia Beach, Virginia, starting 19th, DJ Weeks. Uncharacteristically, starting deep in the field is David Westergreen, one of OSCA's top road course ringers, and the number 97 Outlaw Racing Chevrolet from Schaumburg, Illinois. I'm sure he'll be a threat to win today.
I'm sure he's looking forward to tonight, that's for sure.
He's always a road course guy. We all know.
He loves it. On the inside of row number 11, in the number 2 DGG Racing Chevrolet out of Owensboro, Kentucky, it's 2000 Busch Series champion Jeff Green. And on the outside, starting 22nd in the number 98 Holotype Watson Racing Chevrolet from Phoenix, Arizona, it's Victor Aldridge.
Starting in the 23rd position, back to row 12, in the number 91 South Shore Racing Chevrolet from South St. Paul, Minnesota, it's Cooper Johnson, second place point man. Starting to his right side in the number 89 Nurse Aviator Racing Toyota from Denison, Texas, filling in for Brent Jones tonight, Dylan Thomas.
Not on track.
And in
Not
number
on track, yes.
Oh no. In row number 13, on the inside in the car number 35 out of that's a Weekend Woodsman Racing Chevrolet on a Keniet, Ohio, it's Timothy Oskadaddy Conrad. And on his outside in the number 96 South Shore Racing Chevrolet out of the dirty side of South Bend, Indiana, it's Adam Tippy.
96.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Starting in the 27th position in the number 5 Weekend Woodsman Chevrolet from Spring Lake, New Jersey, filling in for Cody Mr. McLean, Alex Great. I think I said that right. All right, that's great. And the number 21 Do Good Motorsports Chevrolet from Union Beach, New Jersey, filling in for Tom Capiano. Neil Rupp III, running one of those special 72 Aaron Leinemann decals on the bumper of his race car tonight.
Yeah, and I think changed the colors to blue in honor
and
of
he also
Aaron
has a
Leinemann's
special
favorite color.
pit sign. He also has a pretty special pit sign if we ever get a chance to look at that tonight.
Caution.
We'll hopefully get a look. Oh, we might have to. It might be on us.
It is on the broadcast. I extended.
All right, starting at the inside of row number 15 in the number 32 Do Good Motorsports Chevrolet out of Medford, Wisconsin, it's Dustin Dragon Newer. And on the inside or outside, and starting at 30th in the number 13 Nurse Aviator Racing Toyota from Spartansburg, South Carolina, it's Adam Sugarmoon Peeler.
Oh, Peeler.
Bringing up the rear of the field. Bringing up the rear of the field in row 16 in the 00 Weekend Woodsman Chevrolet From Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada, it's Caden Tufts, who is no longer the youngest driver in the field, by the way, thanks to Darren Staff. And starting last today, also nobody in this back row set a lap time. Tied. I thought Caden just turned 15.
No, Ty's 12.
Oh, Ty's 12. I forgot he was 8 years old. All right. Well, starting last tonight, bringing up 32nd at the rear of the field, and the number 39 Do Good Motorsports Chevrolet from Thomasville, North Carolina, Jordan Tarble.
Yeah, good to see Tarble out there as well. We'll get to green flag racing here shortly.
Race control. When are we going green?
I think this time.
We are going green this time because I extended only 1 extra lap.
All right, so we will not talk to her.
Oh,
we might have time.
Wait, where are we? Let's pull up the track now.
We're going into turn 4.
We're going into turn 4. We've got some time. This is a big boy track, right?
Can you ask him one question?
You get to ask him one question. All right, bring him in.
Who do you want?
Pole sitter.
Red?
Yeah.
Who's the pole sitter?
Rhett Nichols.
Nichols.
Okay.
Is race control watching? Jeez, man.
Come on, man.
Little do you know.
All right, Rhett Nichols, this is Mike Goodman up in the 3-wide TV booth. You got a copy?
Abso-freaking-lutely. You got about 30 seconds here.
We got about
this lap.
One question, one question only. What's your goal starting on the pole here tonight?
Well, we threw out that rusty old Hendrick motor that we found in their dumpster to get a little bit more power for tonight. So we're going to rely on this Mitsubishi Heavy Industries tank engine that we put in the front of it. Hope it blows up so it doesn't have to go through inspection and get a good win tonight.
Ooh, I love it. Well, best of luck to you, Rhett, and go get him.
Thank you very much.
All right.
I don't know if that's legal, but yeah, he's going to blow it up.
Vic was here.
It better. Yeah. Vic's muted, or no, he's not headphone muted. So
here we go.
Face trucks off. We are green flag racing here in the Aaron Leinemann Memorial at Mid-Ohio, half number 1. And you know what? I don't even think we said it, and I apologize. But half number 1 will be 30 laps. Half number 2, 31 with the 4-car invert.
4-car invert.
Yes, as we get underway. As Rhett Nichols jumps up in front of Johnny Eckert in the meantime here. And I don't know how well you're versed with Mid-Ohio here. I know there's a keyhole somewhere, which is where they're running right now.
I just bought the track half an hour ago.
Okay, yep, never mind. That's,
okay, so crash course here. We're going into China Beach.
China Beach, okay. Where's the keyhole? That's all I want to know.
You were right.
Oh, so that was right. Okay.
We've been there and done that.
Yep, but it's already old news. Everyone seems to be getting around the track. Everyone's kind of taking their time. Some of these guys unfamiliar with the track. Some of these guys very familiar with the track. So it's kind of a follow the leader like situation at the moment. But right now, it looks like Johnny's just kind of biding his time right now. Looks like he could, but he's not going to make a move yet.
It's a very flowy racetrack. I really do enjoy watching the cars go around this place. And I know Katie Roby there's already feeling the flow. Katie Roby started third, still isn't third, but it looks like already attacking. I don't know if Johnny Eckert's, neither of them are really attacking, but they are so far pulling away a little bit from the rest of the field. Really impressive by Katie. I know Katie was brought in as a ringer, but if you're ever just to hop in a league for a one-off start, is really nice to see somebody fresh running in the top 5.
Yeah, and especially the way she was running in practice, should be a contender for at least a podium finish here tonight. And if things going right, might be able to win. Ooh, Carbel on pit road. See what happened to that 39 Miss Goodies. Wait, Dylan Tom. Oh,
hello.
Oh,
just kind of hanging out back there.
Too much rear brake. I just lost me too much rear brake on the.
Too much throttle
on the car. Oh, yeah. I think he kind of got the tank slapper, lost control of it. I'm not sure why he had to reset. If he's already had enough.
He just decided he's had enough of Mid-Ohio.
Yeah, he might take a drive to Cleveland, go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Oh, Caden Tufts off track as well in the 00.
He's gonna merge back without taking anybody else with him.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got interesting stuff going on behind our top 3. Braxton DeWeese just had a moment. Couple of guys got around him, James Watson, Nick and Delicato. It's Kyle Carlson almost going for the spot. Carlson, I'm curious to see what Kyle Carlson does. He started 4th. He's running about 7th right now. He always qualifies really well at the road course, but I don't know if I've seen him actually come away with a good finish at a road course, and half the time he's just unlucky.
I would see a lot of times he has terrible luck. I believe, if I recall, it was a race at Montreal. I know he was running solidly in the top 5, and I think he got a pretty decent run. Might have burnt his tires up towards the end of that race, but a guy who definitely knows how to get around a road course, and if he can kind of string his luck together, he could have a really solid night here tonight. As that Rocket Man Seth Rawls moves up into that 7th position right ahead of him, and he's a guy too, especially this season. I think he's really been put on notice on his road course abilities, not only in this league but in other leagues he's run. He's been looking pretty stout.
Oh yeah, and before really, I mean, I know, like, when we were all young, he started on ovals, but he was always, of any of us, like, really heavy into the road course side of things, really running things over with IMSA and IndyCar. So I mean, it's kind of his wheelhouse thing. He's not always the fastest car on road course, but there's never a road course where he's not going to run top 10.
Yeah, he's and it seems like he was a top 10 guy, but now he's a guy.
He's
I wouldn't
moving
be
up.
surprised. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's in contention for potentially a win. And if he gets up to maybe 4th and gets that invert, I think he's going to be real stout. Who knows, after once they make pit stops, he could set himself up pretty nicely. But I was talking to Dave Carpenter a little bit before the race. He was making quite a few laps to try to get this track down, and he said rough guesstimates, so we can't totally quote him on this, but he'd say probably around 20 to 22 laps on a fuel run.
And you know that makes it interesting to me how fuel's going to work out, and tires too. I wonder how much time you can save by taking just 2 tires and getting it filled up just enough to make it to the end of the race, if it's even worth it to do that. And I don't know how much grip they're going to lose. I don't know how much the lap times are going to fall off. Obviously, with it being a road course, with everybody seeming to race pretty clean here, I don't want to jinx it, but I'd be surprised if we had a track blockage enough to bring out a caution. It's not like a street course. If guys spin out, there is like miles of grass on either side of the racing surface, so we'll be able to track lap times and really see how bad the fall-off is.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how this race will play out too, and I'm really kind of surprised. We just completed lap number 4, and there was a bunch of guys who just ran their fastest lap. I seen Nick and Delicato, who's running a lap that he's in 4th, that mirrors the best lap of Johnny Eckert, who had the fastest lap of the race. He's about half a second, or it'll be about a half a second off, but definitely running pretty quick laps for being 5 laps in now.
Well, who we should be worried about right now is Katie Roby. Katie Roby she's just made it up to the 2nd spot around Johnny Eckert, actually, and
yeah, Eckert,
those top 3 are kind of, what's that?
Eckert got to the back bumper of Nichols a couple laps ago, and got so close he actually misjudged the exit of the corner, clipped the grass on the uphill section, and that little lack of momentum at the same time that Katie Roby had like momentum to get to the inside of Eckert was just enough for Katie to clear him.
And both Katie and Johnny.
Eckert's to the inside here. Eckert is going to retake that position.
Oh yeah, he's got it, and that's, I've just noticed too that they both ran faster laps than Rhett in the last time by.
Also curious to see. I mean, I guess it's not rocket science to know it's difficult to pass here. I think our biggest mover of the race so far is, I guess of anybody in the top 20, it's Nick and Delicato. He's only up 5 spots. Seth Rawls has gained 3. Justin Kolb has gained himself a couple. Damian's gained a couple. Despite his spin, Caden Tufts is still up 8 spots from where he started. So Caden Tufts is the biggest mover right now, even though he's spun. That could be something to watch.
Yeah, and how about this? Right ahead of him, Adam Peeler up 8 spots from his 30th.
I didn't even notice.
Position.
Yeah,
in 22nd, and good run by him. And I do just have to point out, I did make a purchase from the Sugar Moon Creations Etsy shop.
Ooh, what did you buy?
What did I buy?
He doesn't
I bought,
even...
I bought one. I bought one for my girlfriend because she said she liked the scent. And hold on, I think I almost got to look this up. It's gonna bug me. So we'll carry on with the racing until I look that up.
All right, a top
While
three.
you do that, I got some news on one of your guys on the 39 car. He his wheel has disconnected and will not reconnect. That is the reason for his spin.
That'll do it.
So and that's interesting because that's been a problem. Dewar actually had that same problem in practice, and actually hearing that quite a bit of drivers since an update about maybe a week ago have had either force feedback issues or wheel connection issues.
Yep. I don't know if he fully fixed it, but I know that Nathaniel Cherry was having to do quite a bit of diagnosing while practicing the other day, and I don't know if he's fully fixed it, but it is at a place where he can drive with it. But now that you mention it, yeah, that has been fairly common. Oh, we've got Seth Rawls is around. We have an accident. That's my pick.
Oh no, Rawls is fallen all the way, potentially out of the top 20 by the time he gets around here. I think he'll get back to 18th in the meantime, unless Jeff Green can catch him.
I think it was him and Kyle Carlson that had contact.
Oh no, Carlson! He just lost it.
Oh,
I think he was trying to gather it back up, and that is not ideal. No one can see him at that point.
Oh, that was a pretty good hit in that 54 car too. That's unfortunate for both drivers involved.
Again, Carlson.
Yeah, Carlson just talking about his luck here on road courses, and that's certainly not going to help.
No, he's got a considerable amount of nose damage. He's got considerable. Yeah, he does have some damage. A little bit on the back end, I think. That's the only damage I see. I know we'll see it here. Yeah, there's your teammate. And
neck damage.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
More contact between Carlson and McIntosh. They just banged doors. Nothing bad came out of it. Carlson obviously struggling at this point. The front of that car is totally mangled. He's lost his track position and he's got that nose damage. And at this point, there is a long queue of race cars behind him trying to pass him.
I was going to say that he can't be running on full power right now either. He's got to be struggling just trying to keep that around
he is not
keeping
full
up with
power.
Pace. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing is.
For lead,
hurt. She's hurt.
Ooh, and we do have that battle up front.
Wow.
Johnny Eckert is there. He's making moves. Ooh, Rhett's trying to hang out with that Mitsubishi motor.
That's got to get more power than that. That Chevrolet's powering down the straights. He's got the preferred line going into here, though. Wow, they both go wide. Eckert slides the biggest.
Yeah, he slides in there. That will keep Rhett Nichols to the lead here as we got 23 laps to go here in half number one of the Leinemann Memorial at Mid-Ohio. And one driver that's kind of fallen off here, Katie Roby, kind of lost touch with these two. I don't know if she had a little bit of a slip up that brought her back there, but last time by she was about a second off the pace. We'll see what goes on after these two guys have been racing, if that changes.
All week, like Katie has been sending messages to the RKM Discord, saying that she has the speed to be up front, but she is concerned about her long run speed. So maybe she's either backing off a little bit early now to preserve the car for the very end of the run, or she's struggling worse than she thought.
I think her lap times are falling off a little bit, but not as much as the cars behind her. I'm seeing everybody in the field start to dip off into the 128s, except for Johnny Eckert and Rhett Nichols. They just ran their first laps in the 28, but Katie's falling off. It looks like Braxton DeWeese is about in the same bracket as her, and Delicato and James Watson and Justin Kolb, who Justin Kolb is currently losing that position to Nathaniel Cherry, actually.
They're actually just looking at their lap times as well. Yeah, she's kind of right back up there. Yeah, seems to be. She picked up a little bit of pace there as well. And she's actually quicker than the two drivers that were ahead of her. And I just found my Sugar Moon's creation order. I got full moon snap bar, which I believe that's like a medley mix of a bunch of different scents. Okay. Birthday cake snap bar. Yeah, and that's obviously birthday cake. And Cowboy Up. I love this one. Cowboy Up.
Cowboy Up. What does that
next
smell
time
like?
For your girl, you should get a Siren Song.
Siren Song?
Yeah, that one's
What
pretty
does
good.
Siren Song smell like?
I don't know,
that
but it's
wasn't on
good.
there.
Oh, I
No,
think I might have
alright.
found the last one.
You
Oh,
jerk.
you. So we
Just,
might
you just wanted to rub it on your face.
we might have to we know a guy. We might have to get him to get that bring that set back. But yeah, looking forward to getting that order in. That should be pretty neat. And actually, right now I'm burning that
Eckert,
sandal.
contact!
Oh, he moves him out of the way.
Bumps and run. And with all that going on, look at
Oh, they
Katie's
touch
right back
again
up
coming
there.
out the corner. Eckert's got it this time.
Eckert's got it, but look who's in the mix now. Katie Roby right there, trying to see if she can take advantage of these guys roughhousing ahead of her.
I think
Oh,
Eckert's
man.
going to pull away here now. He was a little bit quicker than Rhett Nichols. He lunged a couple laps ago. He's been very patient. But, you know, if a guy can run behind you for that long, I think once they get in front, he might start to pull away. I can't say for sure, but it would not shock me. We've seen Johnny Eckert do this before.
Yeah, Johnny, we'll see. We'll once and again determine if if that number 9 car is the driver is washed up. And Rhett Nichols, I think right now just has to gather it up, get back into a rhythm, and he has that pace, and maybe you never know in the long run, pit stops included, that he can get back in this fight. We actually did we see damage on that 13 car? Oh, and Tepe off course. Ooh.
I do want to point out some lap times. Just as fast, if not a little bit quicker, than our leaders, our Braxton DeWeese, Nick Indelicato, and James Watson. Our second trio of cars kind of running behind that lead trio. So I don't know if this trend is going to continue. I know Nick Indelicato is 100% a long run guy. So if Braxton DeWeese and James Watson are kind of running on the same cycle he is as far as tires go, then we could see them start to close the gap, but it's a long gap. It's the entire front stretch.
Yeah, it just looking on the score sheet, it's roughly about a little over 9 seconds between those first 3 to the 4th place driver Braxton DeWeese, about 8 seconds back to the back bumper of Katie Roby. And last time Johnny got back into those 120, barely got back into the 127s, and he's going to be the fastest car out on the racetrack at the moment. And oh
no,
there goes Darren off course.
I think he, without damage, but track position is definitely lost.
Yep, he's going to fall all the way back to 19th.
Let's see what happened to him here. There's a lot of cars around him. Wondering maybe he overcooks it. And, yeah. Oh, wow.
That was the rear brake situation there going to the
too
corner.
much rear beans.
Too much rear beans, and perhaps his other option was pile drive into the back of Kynan Jones. That might have been his other. Yeah. If he didn't do that, he might have driven into the back of the 73. Looking at it, he got in a little bit hot and just overcooked the rear brakes a little. Yeah,
he either came in hot or maybe Kynan's braking point was a little bit earlier than what he expected. One of the maybe a combination of the two. I've never had that happen to me before at all.
That's also such an interesting thing about road courses. You know, you're running your line, and you pull up to the back of somebody. We've got a car on pit road. Neil Rutt has come down, and he has, I think he's just completed his pit stop. He took 4 tires. That's interesting.
So that,
he can go to the end from here. It's definitely I'm always wondering if short stopping could be the way to go there. You could gain a lot of time, especially with how hard to pass it is.
Yeah, get those fresh, get that fresh rubber. Maybe he, sometimes that happens. I was talking to Neil a little bit before the race again. Really happy to run this particular course, and one of his favorite memories he just shared with me before the race was with playing Forza 3 with Aaron, and this guy they were racing online with was roughing him up here at Mid-Ohio, and I believe it was down the front stretch. Neil got his revenge, and he made the car barrel roll about 100 times, and he was so committed to pushing or making this guy barrel roll that they actually both, Neil and the guy who was barrel rolling past Aaron on track, and he said it was one of their a very fond memory that Neil has with him and Aaron racing online, which of course Aaron loved to do back in his OSCA career as well.
No better vengeance than race car vengeance.
Oh yeah, there is no doubt, and especially when you can get a guy to like glitch barrel roll 100 times, that's super sweet.
That's special. Despite all of his damage, Kyle Carlson has recovered to the 10th position and is running there quite comfortably.
Yeah, he
Look at
must
the lap
have.
times here. Braxton DeWeese seems to have made a mistake.
Yeah, oh yeah, he lost quite a bit of time there.
Or he's just struggling now.
Yeah, well,
Maybe
Johnny and
training.
Red, they got it dialed in right now. They're running some pretty quick lap times. Katie
Johnny
and
Eckert, wow.
yeah, a 1:28.20 and a 1:28.25 for top two, and then you're getting to the 1:28.40s for third and fourth, and then no 1:29. Never mind, that was a 1:29 for Braxton. So really starting to fall off the pace. So right now our top three drivers, they're kind of being the class of the field right now.
Yeah, just as soon as I thought Watson and Delicato and DeWeese here were maybe starting to turn things around a little bit, they hit a bit of a fall off a little bit later than our leaders, and it's affected them more drastically. Johnny Eckert is really starting to drive away a little bit, not by a whole lot, but his lap times, I'd say his average lap time over the last 4 laps is probably about 2 or 3 tenths quicker than Rhett Nichols, and just looking at them, we'll see what he runs this time. It's quite impressive just how consistent they are.
Katie's down pit road right now too, so maybe a little bit of a timing. Yeah, shortstop. And I was just gonna say, especially for Braxton and Nick and James that were in that second group, do they short pit? But Katie's gonna one up all three of them, and she's gonna get her tires right now.
Yeah, Eckert just ran a 28, almost 5. Nichols ran a 29 flat. Nobody else on the track ran quicker than a 29 flat. So I like the move. I like the move a lot, especially for Katie running in third, just a little bit behind our leaders. Maybe a lap or 2 on those fresh tires, or just she'll have them warmed up to temperature faster than everybody else. She might be able to jump our leaders.
Yeah, you kind of wonder if that will start that trend with our leaders to come down pit road, as we also seen her teammate Justin Cole down pit road.
Seth Rawls, Justin Cole, DJ Weeks, Adam Peeler recently came out of pit road. You can go 20, 22 laps, but I don't think anybody's intent on doing that. It looks like our cycle's begun here.
Are you saying that everybody's trying to undercut right now?
Yeah, I think that's what. Yeah, they're undercutting. Maybe undercutting. You know what? Just speaking of Cole, that was down pit road as well. Carlos knows this, but I just found out today that on Justin Cole's car, they actually have the Mario coin. He has the Mario coins on that thing. Did you know that?
On the white.
Did you know that, Matthew? Yeah. You can't tell, Matthew, can you?
Oh, I wasn't looking. I was looking at something else, huh? Let me go find Justin Cole. Let me see.
It's taken up until now, and I don't know if he's always had it, because he's ran that pretty similar scheme in about any form of racing he's done. We see Nick Indelicato on pit road as well.
Eckert, Rhett, Braxton, James, they all stayed out again.
Interesting. Dave Carpenter has peeled off on pit road. Kynan Jones, Gilberto Javier Gomera.
Dave is the one whose pit box we need to see.
We gotta see his pit sign. We gotta check out his pit sign here. It's a pretty.
No, I thought it was Neil Rutt that had the pit sign, but I think
it might have been Neil Rutt. Carpenter might have it too.
Dave has it on his. If you can look at his cockpit, is that in car? Is that a thing?
In car, yeah.
Oh, maybe
in car. Is there like the driver's view one? We're supposed to look on his nameplate on his dash.
Oh. Well, I just need to make sure I don't miss Neil Rutt.
Well, Neil Rutt already came down pit road.
Oh.
He has the picture of Aaron giving everyone the number 1 salute. The same picture that you also see on that 71's hood. And Carpenter also said that Aaron, without giving the number 1 salute to somebody, it was very fitting for him. So
Johnny Eckert and sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that was just very fitting for him. So that's why he had the picture on the hood. And we do see again, as Matthew was trying to say, the top 2 on pit road, top 3 on pit road.
Braxton DeWeese, James Watson remaining on racetrack, and you know what I'm thinking about? Katie Roby has had to pass a few cars. Katie Roby had to pass Damian, Carlson, McIntosh, and a couple others. I'm wondering if this traffic is going to work against her. She was on fresher tires, but we'll see now as she comes down the front stretch. Oh, comes Johnny Eckert off of pit road. Katie Roby's going to have a run here.
could have advantage.
She's got her tires at the time. She's got a lunge right here and go for it. I think that traffic she had to work through might have hurt her. Eckert's going to be racing her. Oh, she walks up and gets in Eckert. They both go off track. That's going to let Rhett Nichols catch right back up. Robe, he does come out with the lead, but Eckert can't get back going.
Eckert trying to get the power down. Rhett Nichols will get by. Now he puts the chase on Katie Roby, and this dynamic of this race is just
backing off. Katie Roby backed off there, I believe.
Is she giving the spot back to Johnny? So a very a classy move by Katie. Felt bad about the off track there by that she just. I mean, again, it wasn't obviously anything intentional. She was just trying to go for it. She gives that spot back to Johnny Eckert. Certainly did not have to do that.
Anybody watch the IndyCar opener a couple weeks ago?
No, I heard something crazy happened.
It was pretty much the exact same thing. It was Grosjean, and I forgot who he was racing. Grosjean was on track, and whoever else he was racing coming off pit road, they came off pit road as Grosjean was coming. Yeah, Scott McLaughlin. One of them came off pit road. One had already pitted. They were the top two in the race, and they wrecked each other racing as the other one came off pit road. And I just can't believe that happened here. Wow.
Yeah, you see, Katie was just trying to get that advantage over Johnny, and you can see her locking up the brakes going into the corner. And unfortunate for both of them. So now they both got to regroup here and see if they can chase down that 55 of Rhett Nichols.
James Watson, by the way, came down pit road. Our cycle is largely completed, and actually, no, I stand corrected. Damian Leininger has not yet come down pit road.
That's a bold strategy here, running in second, trying to. He's making a run out of this. We've seen him win by fuel mileage. I believe it was last year that he won his race. Was that 2 seasons ago? I don't remember.
I couldn't tell you. He won something.
He won something. Yeah, I don't know if this is the winning strategy here, but definitely trying to hang on. He's just trying to hang on and smoothly let his teammate Johnny Eckert by, and then Katie Roby will follow.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh, that's not going to work for Katie Roby. Off the course again. I think she keeps it straight. Doesn't take anybody with her. Recovers nicely, but that's huge. I mean,
and she lost a spot to Nick and Delicato in the process, and just speculating here, Matthew.
I know what you're speculating.
Yeah, is that a little teammate vengeance there?
I mean, it could be. I mean, Damian's now gone off to pit road. He took care of some business, perhaps. I don't know, but
wow.
That essentially makes it a 2-horse race, and Chase is on now. I don't think Johnny Eckert's tires took that much of a hit at all from that little spin around. It was a very low-speed spin. He was considerably faster than Rhett Nichols in the long run. So I think it's definitely going to be a tire management game here, and he's got a 3.5-ish second gap. He's got 13 laps to close it. When did they all pit? I think he's going to go just about as long on this set as he went on that first set, maybe a little bit less. So he might not catch immediately, but maybe 5 or 6 laps we might start to see Johnny Eckert really run down Rhett Nichols, and we could have a pretty instant classic-worthy battle for the win.
Yeah, this could be interesting, and just to note too that Rhett Nichols ran the fastest lap of the race last time by. So I don't know if Rhett Nichols' strategy is here too that he knows Johnny Eckert's faster on the longer runs. Is he just trying to put enough distance on Johnny Eckert to hopefully that he won't catch him by the end of this race?
It's not a bad idea. I mean, while you have the rubber, use it. Run for your freaking life, especially if it's 8-time road course victor Johnny Eckert behind you, chasing you down. And perhaps, and they're getting into some lap traffic, by the way, actually. Coming off pit road right in front of Rhett Nichols is Dylan Thomas. And just a little bit further up the road is Dustin Dewar, David Westergreen, road course ace, and Alex Grates. It's like a lap car every 20 car lengths after that. So I think lap traffic is totally going to play a factor here. So yeah, while you've got the fresh rubber, pass all the cars you can, and hopefully you can work through that lap traffic better than Eckert can. So far, that gap has actually shrunk a little bit.
Yeah, it's plateaued. I would say it was around 320 you're 3.2, and it got down to 3.1. Now it's 3.3. It's kind of buffering. I think they're kind of better in different sectors of the racetrack. It maybe depends on lap traffic too. Last time by, Johnny was about 0.2 faster than that 55 of Rhett Nichols. But and the bad thing here too at road courses, I especially in real life, I don't know if we'll see it as much here on here tonight on in OSCA, that usually that leader is the one that has to do the most work. You know, guys trying to stay fight for stay on the lead lap, and then by the time they fall victim to Johnny, they're already over it. They'll let him by. You see Dewar trying to let Rhett Nichols by, and sometimes it's even if their intentions is just to let someone by, you catch him at the wrong spot, and it could be potentially holding him up for just a little bit. And as we see Dylan Thomas going around, takes out Dustin Dewar right in front of Johnny Eckert.
Johnny Eckert's seeing everything today. I don't know what Dylan did. I think he got in there too hot. That's like the second or third time we've seen somebody do the same thing. Got in there hot, locked up the rears.
And we almost seen another car, the 5 car of Alex Greats.
There goes Dylan Thomas. I mean, that is definitely not making the corner. Well, Dustin Dewar said, "Watch him if we want to see something." What was the word he used?
See a spectacular wreck. I can't remember the exact quote there, but I guess not of his own doing there. I think he was just surrendering the spot to Dylan Thomas, and Carlos, you can say it.
What do you do, Carlos?
Too much.
That's right. Oh, Nick Delicado and Katie Roby are off course.
Oh no, Katie Roby.
Mostly Delicado. Katie Roby, I thought Katie Roby was off. It was just in Delicado. I'm not sure what happened. It looks like, the 5 car. He saw the 5 car, and it probably scared the pants off of him.
Oh, because of the yellow color.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And nice save by Indelicado. And then Katie Roby getting right back to the back bumper of Nick Indelicado, who's trying to work her way up after that pit stop. Kind of turned into a disastrous race for her here, but still a solid run, sitting in 4th. But might not be a bad spot for her right now, because if the race ended right now, she'd be on the pole for half 2.
Yeah, and as far as finishing position goes, team points for RK. Indelicado is enjoying a pretty good gap to her. She's a little bit quicker than Nick Indelicado. She was up there with that top 3 pulling on the whole field, and that right there kind of eliminated the 4 cars gap, and now she's got the points leader all out in front of her windshield. Although maybe it is a good idea to just hang back, sacrifice that team point, and take that invert pole. It's not a bad idea.
Damien got sideways there. Yeah, take that pole, and she definitely has pace to maybe contend for. Oh boy, Alex not having a good.
Oh, he's off again. I think that's the same place as the last part of the track, actually. Yeah, it is. Went off on the same corner.
Running a beautiful scheme, making it Baja here a little bit off the course.
It is getting TV time. It is getting TV time.
Definitely doing that. But, one guy who deserves maybe a little bit of TV time that we haven't talked about, how about DJ Weeks in 9th spot? He's moved up 10 spots from his starting position, kind of quietly. We haven't really mentioned him. Filling in that South Shore Racing, kind of a team swap, I believe. Westergreen and DJ Weeks swapping positions. I'm pretty sure this is because David Westergreen's such a road course ace and wants to give Outlaw Racing the most points.
That's it.
Yeah, yep. Definitely not the reverse of that.
No, not at all. Not at all. As far as biggest mover goes, Weeks up 10 spots. Cherry up 5. Kynan Jones currently just at the back end of the top 10 there, up 4. I'm kind of looking. It's kind of hard to see anybody else has moved up considerably. Tufts is up 10.
10.
Yeah, oh my goodness. As I said that, he basically drifted coming off a corner. He's okay. I guess we could look at biggest losers here. Ty McIntosh is down 12.
Ooh, yeah.
Dave Carpenter down 8. Still 14th, but down 8. Kyle Carlson, we saw what happened to him. He's down 7, which, all things considered, with how mangled that race car is, really isn't so bad.
Yeah, it's something certainly. I think I'd take that 11th right now. The way his car is looking. One guy I kind of want to point out. It's popped out
Yeah.
on me here. I was talking to him a little bit before the race in the RKT in the Discord, and also just privately DMing him. He actually mentioned me last week about the white gloves. Did you know that his white gloves are actually James Watson Racing team setup design gloves? You can buy them on the interwebs. James Watson's own little white gloves that I always love to see Zach Evans driving, and I got to give him an attaboy too. He's sitting there, and Zach Evans sitting there in 15th. Maybe he got some driving lessons from James Watson. Currently, I think right now this would be probably the best run that Zach Evans could expect. That top 15 run going on right now. He was saying, I know who you're not going to pick, and that's going to be me. He was saying how he struggled here. So a top 15 for a guy who doesn't like this racetrack is certainly something you'd take.
Caden Tufts has pulled off the track and he is disconnected from the server. We were just talking about him having a good run. Dustin Dewar is also on pit road. That damage he received in that contact with Dylan Thomas was far more significant than we thought. The whole car was crapping, actually, and he's still on pit road, either getting that fixed or he's just done for the day.
Yeah, with 8 laps to go, see if he can get it fixed. It looked like he did get a hit right kind of in that rear end housing, and definitely could have led it to crab walk here. And just to kind of point out too, that Johnny Eckert, Rhett Nichols battle too for the top spot.
Slowly closing in.
Yeah, and I'm gonna wonder if it's gonna be enough time. Last time by, it was they ran dang near identical laps, so Johnny could be running out of time to get by that 55 of Rhett Nichols.
What's going to be good for them is after they get around, they're going to have to get around Tim OSCA Daddy Conrad. They are working their way around Victor Aldrich right now. After they get around Tim there, it is another 25 seconds up the road to the next lapper, that is Ty McIntosh. So I don't think they're going to catch him. They're going to have a lot of open racetrack to really get in the rhythm here. And we're going to see by that point who has saved their tires the best and who's got enough pace at the end of this thing.
Yeah, we're gonna see these guys duke it out mano y mano once we get to that point. But we were just talking about Dustin Dewar. He's just came out of the infield care center.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, so we now know how the severity of that damage is pretty evident. But Dusty, looked like you were just kind of minding your P's and Q's out there, and I was trying to let Dylan Thomas by, but you kind of got the worst end of that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was, like you said, just minding my own business out there tonight, just trying to keep it on the track and not do anything too stupid and bring it home in one piece. And I let Dylan go, and he overcooked turn one there. And I went to go by on his outside. He throttled it up, I think, thinking trying to get out of the way, but throttled it up right into me, and 10 minutes of damage.
Yeah, wow. It didn't even seem like it was that bad of contact.
It really didn't.
Yeah, I hit you in the right point.
I didn't think it was going to be bad at all. I thought, all right, just keep going here. And sure enough, the meatball popped up and came down pit road, and I said, holy cow.
Turns out you were driving a Twisted Sister.
Twisted Sister it is, man.
You bet, man, oh man. But this definitely wasn't a track that you had highlighted on the schedule once the schedule was released, and obviously not the finish that you wanted here tonight. Is kind of the goal, kind of the same thing here for half number 2, just try to make laps, keep her between the ditches, and get what you can.
It's gonna have to be. I don't, honest to God, have the talent to send it here, so not even in a try it doesn't pay. It's not gonna do me no good, and the field's gonna thank me later on for not doing it, I'll tell you that.
Hey, fair is fair. Fair is fair. But with that too, next week we go to Monza Oval, which I don't even know how familiar I am with the Monza Oval. Is there any outlook that you have going into next week?
Well, make it through tonight. I believe I'm done with my 3-week probation for being an idiot a few weeks back. So, I'm in a spot in points where I need to finish well. I need to finish races. I guess that's where it starts, finishing races. But finishing 20th isn't going to do me any good at this point. I need to get some points. I'm way further back than I ever thought I'd be at this point of the season. So I got to start getting them somehow.
Hey, once that leash is off, you let those dogs run.
I mean, if I wasn't driving with the probation tonight, I would be way out there. You know, I'd probably be top 10 easy right now. But I had to tone it way back and just keep it.
Let some of those other guys have a chance, right?
Yeah. Well, with that, before we let you go and start getting prepped for half two, any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, JD's Hilltop Salvage sitting on top of the beautiful Goodrich Hill in Goodrich, Wisconsin. Randy Big Balls Walters at Memory Lanes in Athens, Wisconsin, and can't forget Miss Goodies. Got to get a hold of some of those hooded towels, y'all. They're on fire. They're hot right now. Get them while supplies last.
Damn. Have you ever thought of doing infomercials?
You know, when I was, no joke here, gentlemen, 7 years old, I remember sitting in front of the TV and watching one of those infomercials. I looked up at my daddy and I said, I want to be like him someday, Daddy.
No way.
You know what? I honestly, I don't know if that's true or not. I can believe it either way. Well, thanks for the entertaining interview there. Best of luck to you in half number 2.
Yeah, 10-4. Thank you guys, and y'all doing a wonderful job up there. Really appreciate everything y'all do. Vic Bloom, Dallas Smahan, you know, y'all do a great job. Thank you.
All right, thank you. That's Dusty Dewar for Do Good Motorsports. Tough luck. Oh, there we go. Tough luck here tonight. What's that?
I love getting to talk to him. I love when he comes up here.
Yeah, he always says probably the most interesting stuff there. But one thing to note, we're down to 4 laps to go. Yeah, Chase is on under 2 seconds. That battle from first to second. So maybe I don't know. I don't know if he's closed in enough, but Johnny's gonna kind of have to run Q laps these last 4 laps to try to catch that 55.
Oh man, he is using every centimeter of racetrack. He only gained half a tenth last time. I think this time he's going to gain a little bit more on him. I think Johnny was catching a few tenths a lap, and he kind of hit a brick wall. And that time he gained another 2 tenths. And I think it's going to matter if Rhett and Nichols kind of falls off that cliff again. They seem to fall in stages, right? Every few laps they lose a few tenths. Eckert definitely. I mean, he sees him. You know, like before. There were some straights where you don't see him, but now every time you go into a corner, you see his bumper. You're getting a little bit closer every time.
It's, I believe, wasn't it Tony Stewart? I can't remember
here,
what track.
Kevin Harvick?
Here,
kitty.
Yep, here, kitty.
Yep, I want to say Indianapolis, maybe? I don't remember.
I think Indianapolis, 2007.
Yeah. I was 6 years old. Why the hell do I... Oh, no!
Oh, no, Carlson off track.
Oh, man.
Man.
Just a few laps away from a solid finish.
He does rejoin the track at 16th. You see Zach Evans get back into the 15th position. So trying to keep it on track there. You do see on top of your screen Jeff Green and Darren Staff trying to round out this race. These guys are the final cars on the lead lap. You see Zach Rogers and Ty McIntosh kind of sneak into your screen there as well. So this is kind of a fun little battle between these 4 drivers for the last 4 cars on the lead lap. See who can kind of win the race of the seller of the lead lap cars here. And man, the time wise too. Now I'm looking back down. I'm kind of switching back and forth.
Go ahead.
Time wise, that gap has not closed a whole lot, but it certainly looks like Johnny's getting closer.
It is. He gained another 2 tenths that time. Unfortunately, at this rate, he's going to finish about a second behind Rhett Nichols. He's going to have to find another gear or hope Rhett makes a mistake, hope the pressure gets to Rhett Nichols. Johnny Eckert might have overcooked the corner a little bit. I think he can get a better exit. That was a bit of a mistake by Johnny.
Yeah, he lost quite a bit of time. That might have been the nail in the coffin unless that 55 slips up here with only 2 laps to go.
I mean, it's still close. Any minor miscue by the 55, and Johnny Eckert is there, and he's a little bit quicker. If he can just get to that 55's bumper, he'll have a shot at him.
Yeah, it's if he can get a little bit of that heat, he's kind of closed the gap of what he lost in that corner already. But is it going to be too little too late for that 9 car of Johnny Eckert? We're getting close, I believe, because I'm so familiar with this track.
Goodness,
they are one lap to go.
Those over the crest turns, they are literally sliding over the top of those things. There is no stable way to take these corners. They are sliding off every single one and working it.
Yeah, they're kind of off camber corners that just it leads it to be pretty slick for these cars.
Go white flag this time.
And here we get the white flag. About a second and a half is the difference here. Rhett Nichols over Johnny Eckert. All Rhett Nichols has to do is hit his marks.
Braxton DeWeese has gotten around Katie Roby for that 4th place for the invert.
Oh, that could be
Roby's
huge.
still there.
That could be huge. Roby's going to try to get back into the top 4 to turn things around, and that will put 2 of the Shift Esports team umbrella, on the front row if everything holds out here in the final lap. But let's see if Johnny Eckert can put the heat on Rhett Nichols. He's got that Mitsubishi power versus the Chevrolet motor. Who's going to win it? And right now, if you're Rhett, you're probably not too worried about losing a couple tenths. Just trying to be smooth, hitting your marks.
Now, take it easy. You gotta keep it on track at this point. He's getting close.
Yeah, don't even look in that rearview mirror. Doesn't matter. You got time. He's down to a second, but he's gonna have to swing pretty hard. And I don't think he'd quite be able to get there. I think we're about to get to the final corners here. I do believe.
Johnny Eckert is close. Johnny Eckert is very close.
Oh, he
It
might
is not
have
over. Oh, he's drifting his way.
sideways.
He makes it stick. He made it stick. He's getting to his bumper. Oh, not enough.
Oh, to the final corners. Rhett Nichols
Oh my
slides in the corner,
goodness.
and he's going to hold on and win half number 1. Johnny Eckert second. We doubted him. We doubted him again.
I can't believe he got there.
I can't believe
we gotta check if that's Takumi Fujiwara there driving that number 9 machine.
Oh my God, he drifted the final 2 corners. He chained them together.
And wow, that was awesome. Nick Indelicato, Braxton DeWeese, and Katie Roby round out your top 5. Looks like James Watson, Nathaniel Cherry, DJ Weeks, Kynan Jones, and Justin Kolb will round out your top 10 if everything goes smoothly here for those gentlemen. But wow, again, what a move by Johnny Eckert.
That last right-hander, you have to see. You come out of that left-hander, those curbs on the right side, you got to see how hard he cranks to the right. I mean, he drifted the entire second to last corner and got all the way back up to when he got to the back of Rhett Nichols, he smashed it and just tried to move him or give him something to unsettle him, and it wasn't enough.
It wasn't. I mean, for him to almost latch onto that rear bumper and when it looked like when Rhett was getting back on the gas, he kept up with him. It was I've never seen anything work out quite that well for Johnny Eckert. Again, taking the white flag about a second and a half back, and really only lost by 0.7 of a second, but it was a lot closer than that going to those final corners. I'm sure Rhett was maybe sweating some bullets, maybe a little bit of a pucker factor going off there.
For sure. And I want to say that is career win number 2 for Rhett Nichols.
And there you see the top 18 finishing order, and see Rhett Nichols does get that second career win. And as we mentioned, the top 5, top 10, I think, held their own once they crossed the line. Damian Leininger, after staying out longest, they did come back and work up to the 11th position. Seth Rawls, we've seen him go for that spin, kind of falling almost but back into 18th, worked his way up into the 12th position. Dave Carpenter in that 13th spot in that Aaron Leinemann Memorial car. Kind of cool to see him have a solid run. I'm sure he's looking to improve here in half number 2. Gilberto right behind him there as well.
Carlson finishing 18th. It's not the worst finish in the world, but certainly a lot to be desired with how he started and how well he was running before that contact with Seth Rawls. And even after that, he was still up in 10th. So, I mean, again, that's so much of that is just unfortunate for him. And I hate it. But he's going to get another chance here. He'll be able to work his way up for sure.
Yeah, he will see what he can do here in half number 2 as we go look through the rest of the finishing order. We'll
Rhett
bring
Nichols
up
here.
we'll bring up him for the interview. Our winner of half number 1, Brett, got it done, but Johnny, he looked like he made you sweat there in the last couple corners.
The last couple corners, it was the whole race. He made me sweat.
you know it was an awesome drive, boy. I mean, you guys were wheeling it the whole race, but the one thing I'm disappointed in you though is you got that Mitsubishi motor. You got drift heritage under that hood, and you weren't the one drifting.
Well, no. See, I got this heavy Mitsubishi tank engine, so that way it weighs down the rear of the car, so that way I can keep on grip here at Mid-Ohio.
Oh, you got the rear engine today, huh?
As long as that's allowed in
No
those
comment.
rules, yes.
No comment.
Everybody, cut his microphone.
Yeah.
Hold on, my team owner's dragging me out of here. I can't stay much longer.
I said too much already.
Yeah. No, it was a great race. Johnny had the faster car. I just had to hope and pray that I had enough of a gap there at the end of the race to hold on to it, and luckily we did.
Yeah, and you were able to hold on to it. You know, a couple things went your way too, especially after those pit stops that kind of put the race in your favor. But was that kind of your goal once you knew it was going to be a race between you and Johnny? Was when you were on those fresher tires, was it just trying to gap him? Because it certainly seemed like on the shorter runs you did have a little bit of advantage on him.
Yeah, I really struggled on the long runs against Johnny. I mean, he's got a hell of a drive there. He's got a hell of a car under him, and he's a hell of a lot better than me at saving tires. So really, as soon as I saw that the accident happened there going into the keyhole, I knew I had to get a gap, and I knew I had to get it early without using up my tires. So I just focused on keeping the rears under me, getting good drives off the corners, and luckily it worked out for us.
Yeah, it worked out, and you get the second career win here in OSCA, and I believe the other one was at the Daytona Road Course. You got that ringer status over your head now, I think.
Not yet. Not yet. There was still a race in Daytona that I didn't win, so we just gotta wait and see how this second race goes, and we can decide after that.
All right, fair enough. So, I mean, speaking of, what's kind of your outlook? You know, you won't be too far from the front, but you'll have, Johnny, Nick ahead of you, I believe Deweese as well. What's kind of your goals here in half number 2?
All three of those guys put down good times in practice, so it's definitely just going to be making sure the car stays clean and we keep it going forward and minimize mistakes, and hopefully that works out for us.
Now, is there also anything before we let you go, get ready for half number 2? I guess a couple things. First off, is there anything you learned here in half number 1 that might help you save the tires on those longer runs? Anything you maybe picked up from Johnny's, like, breaking points or whatnot to help you in half number 2? And after that, any shout-outs you want to give?
I definitely learned I need to go back and watch Johnny's last few laps there to figure out what the heck he was doing that I wasn't. But no, I definitely learned a lot about keeping the rears under me, got more consistent at the track, so hopefully we can turn that into another win here. I definitely got to thank Team Holotype Racing, presented by Team Watson Racing, powered by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. And every single other person on my car. I got to thank the admins here and the broadcast team. It's an awesome league. It's definitely interesting, and it's definitely something unique that you don't see anywhere else. And I want to reach out with my condolences to the family of Mr. 72 there. Definitely hard to see anybody go by or pass away in this small community. So definitely my condolences to his friends and families.
Yeah, you bet. That's certainly well said there. There's something I was going to establish there. Let's talk about.
You want a statistic?
Yeah. Do you have one?
I've got something interesting. Rhett, you have an opportunity here to do something pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Now, everybody here, guess real quick. The only driver that's ever done a OSCA Grand Slam at a road course that's win the pole and win both halves. Who do you think it is? No brainer, right?
Eckert.
Johnny Eckert, wasn't it?
Johnny Eckert.
He's done it 3 times, all at Watkins Glen. Rhett, you won the pole, you won the first half. If you win the second half, you'll be the only other driver to do that at a road course.
Ooh.
You got a chance to do that here.
I'll be trying to write my name into the OSCA Hall of Fame in one season. We're going to do this.
All right. Hey, man,
I got a little nugget for you guys.
Mitsubishi to the top.
I got a little nugget for you guys.
Another nugget.
The last time the Rhett won a road race, he won
Right.
the first half. And then an RKM car won the second half. That was the Daytona Road second race of the season.
Oh, okay. You could be hopeful there. I like it. I like your optimism. But actually, there was one thing I did want to ask Red as well. You have the Team Watson, by James Watson joining Holotype Motorsports this off season here. And I just heard about Zach Evans' white gloves that are James Watson gloves. Do you race with those gloves as well?
Absolutely, I have the exact same white gloves.
Hell yeah!
They're not so white anymore around the hands where I grip the wheel. I need to probably wash them. They've been on my hands for a couple years now. Never taken them off ever since I got them. So I should
Sound
probably
like the
take 'em
hedgehog
off
with his
and clean 'em.
shoes.
Oh, my racing shoes never come off either. That's
God.
bad luck. I'd never win a race if I took them off.
Bad smell too.
Nah, this smells great. I got perfume for them. Lady
I'm learning
Speed
too
Stick.
much. I'm learning too much. You want to go back to your team? I'm learning way too much here.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you, Rhett Nichols, winner of half number 1, and we'll see if that old lady's speed stick here will work out for him in half number 2. There's a lot of fun nuggets being shared from you, Matt, Carlos, and obviously Red as well.
Now, two things. I've got a not so fun nugget and another fun nugget real quick. With that invert, the way the grid is, Braxton Dewey's and Nick and Delicato were fast, but both finished over 10 seconds behind the leaders. They'll be starting first and second. After them, it's your top 3, Eckert, Nichols, and Katie Roby. I would say probably your top 3 in terms of pace as well, all stacked behind those guys. Now, the not so fun thing, David Westergreen and Cooper Johnson are still, I don't know if David's is right now, but Cooper Johnson is having wheel issues. He's deleting some Microsoft thing according to David and rejoining. We'll see if he can get that worked out.
Yeah, hopefully he can get back in time, as we do see the field is gridding up. Might be a case where he has to start the pits and try to get back up there. So definitely going to hurt for that number 91 South Shore Racing Chevrolet. See a couple guys waiting to grid. Maybe some guys waiting to grid. So
well, speaking of people waiting to grid, Dallas, you're first up on the pick.
Oh my gosh, we have to make picks.
Yeah, wow, that almost blanked me there. Ooh.
Can you tell me if I pick Eckert this year yet or no?
You have not picked the 9 car yet.
All right, 9 car I'm gonna pick this week.
All right.
And unfortunately, next up is me.
Oh, unfortunately.
Not having the greatest luck tonight. I really wanted to pick Eckert too, so that kind of sucks. Thanks.
I need points.
I realize as much. I'm gonna pick Katie Roby.
Oh my god!
Damn.
Freaking!
I need some points, man. You're too far ahead.
You think
Matt, you get to.
I don't know if I'm getting another chance to pick
Matt,
the
you get the
29
next
this season.
Matt, you get the next pick though.
I do. Okay then. Well, if that's the case, I wasn't ready for it.
Clearly.
I think I'm gonna use I'm gonna pick the 09 car of Damian Leininger. I don't know if I'm gonna get to pick the 09 again this season.
Ooh. Good pick.
Okay, and next up is Carlos and then Goody.
Picking a 20, Braxton Dewey's.
Damn. So I'm just sitting here.
Oh, you got some good ones left. I'm looking here.
I'm looking. I'm trying to.
By the way, we're going green.
Smart.
Whoa.
Okay, we're going green. We're going green. I'm going to 40. Oh, what? Oh,
Yeah,
well,
this is it.
43. I was gonna.
You're going 43?
I was gonna go 43. But I don't know if I should do that now, but I guess I did.
It's made.
Oh man, I'll stick with it. But man, oh man, I didn't realize we're going green that quick.
Sorry about that. I actually did.
Oh
but
wow,
it didn't take. Sorry.
What's that?
Race control things.
Okay.
Sorry. Who you picked?
All right, yep. I'll take the 43. I'll stick with the pick. I was just gonna say that as he spun, and we'll stick with the pick. He's coming back.
It's okay. It's all right. He can come back. It's a long
Yeah.
race. We've seen guys come back from worse.
Yes, and he lost 17 spots in the 23rd position, as we see Ty McIntosh as well. And interesting, I thought we were going to see a little bit more from Ty here tonight. He had some speed, but obviously not quite having the luck here. I believe Darren Staff is off course as well, so a lot of wild stuff going on here in half number 2 to kick things off. But right now, Braxton DeWeese looking good up front.
I'm going to be watching some guys I'm going to be watching here. I'm going to be watching Seth Rawls. I'm going to be watching Kyle Carlson. Obviously, they were part of probably the most major incident amongst our top 10. Seth starting 12th, Carlson starting 18th. They haven't gained any spots yet, but I'm sure as the race goes on, they will. And this top 5 is going to be a spectacle all race long. You see it's hard to pass. DeWeese is actually still in the lead, and Delicato behind him, and Johnny Eckert and Rhett Nichols are hot on their tails, and they're going to have to be really patient, wait for that 20 or that 4 car to make mistakes. But even though they're not quite as fast as Nichols or Eckert, they didn't really make mistakes in that last race, so they're going to have to be extremely patient. 31 laps to do it, but it's going to be a waiting game, and maybe if Johnny Eckert and Rhett Nichols can show off that long-run speed, they'll be able to really go after him later.
Yeah, we'll have to check things out. Right now, I'm kind of liking what Katie's doing there, too, in that 5th spot. It seems like she's laying back a little bit. We've seen her kind of on the longer runs lose a little bit of that pace with the 9 and the 55.
Oh, there goes Eckert. Oh, and Delicato out of shape. I don't know what the heck he just did.
Yeah, I don't know if he put too much power down or maybe too much rear brake. Maybe a little bit of front and rear beans there for the 4 car of Nick and Delicato.
That's one spot for Eckert.
Yeah. That's one more spot. Yeah, he's got one more to go. And I was just saying, Katie looked like she was laying back a little bit because she doesn't have that long run pace that the 9 and the 55 have. Maybe she's trying to save her tires because I think one thing to note, it probably doesn't seem like much. And I don't know if it's a big factor, but just adding that 1 extra lap's got to change that strategy up potentially just a little bit.
Yeah, it does. It does. I know what we're going to see here is Rhett Nichols doing everything he can. He takes a lunge inside of Delicato. Oh, huge mistake from Rhett Nichols. He slides wide. He's going to lose, and that was desperation. I was getting ready to say something half a lap ago. He was real tight on Delicato. He knows how fast Johnny Eckert's going to be in this longer run. He knows he's going to have to make quick work of that 4 car to try and get by him and keep up with Johnny Eckert. And right there, that desperation is going to bite him.
I think that mid-engine Mitsubishi motor definitely hurt him on corner exit there, washed up the corner. I do have to say my pick. I stuck with him as he spun up right as I was going to say the 43. He's worked his way back up 17th. He's lost 11 spots, but he was all the way back. I believe he's in the 20s. I can't remember now, but he was back there. So working his way up through the field, trying to capitalize and get potentially, hopefully for me and him, he gets it back at least in the top 10.
Well, my pick has already screwed it up. I picked Damien. He always tells us to not pick him.
Yep, I
don't know if he did. He lost a bunch of spots. You know who I really should have picked now that I'm looking at it? I cannot believe I blatantly overlooked him. Kynan Jones. He started 14th, finished 9th in that first half. He's already up to 7th. He's been holding a really steady wheel. I cannot believe none of us picked Kynan Jones.
I was kind of thinking about it, and especially running that Leinemann tribute car. He's got the no land shark for Kynan this week. He's got all black in remembrance of Aaron Leinemann. So it's kind of cool to see, and he's certainly running stout right now. But right now, fastest car on the track last time by, Johnny Eckert. He's definitely got his radar locked on that 20 car of Braxton DeWeese. See how long Braxton can hold off Johnny, which might not be too long if Johnny keeps up this pace.
Yeah, all Braxton's got to do is not slip up. And Delicato, as good as he is, made a mistake there. It looks like Johnny Eckert's got the upper hand on him as far as road courses go. Katie Roby pressuring the 4 car. Braxton DeWeese is going to have constant pressure from Johnny Eckert. He's just going to have to not make a mistake. And we saw what Johnny Eckert can do if he's really going for it. On that last lap of that last corner with Rhett Nichols, I don't think I've ever seen anybody send it into a corner and drift it like that and get to somebody's back bumper. So the 9 car is close enough to try something if he wants to. But given the fact he's got longer run speed and almost 30 laps, why force the issue, right?
Yeah, I think something can certainly wait. But as we see, it looks like Johnny's really putting the power down through these final S's before we hit the start-finish line to complete lap number 4. And I think
about here. He was just looking. He was just looking.
He's putting that pressure on. And I think I ask you this about every time we go to a road course here. But how hard is it to if you're Braxton, to block out that 9 car on your bumper? just try to ignore them and just run the best laps you possibly can.
Hard. It's quite hard. I mean,
You're impossible.
it's a lot of trust. It's a lot of trust. There are two things to it, right? You gotta hope you don't get packed going into a corner. If somebody's right on your back bumper, you're worried about them running into you the whole time. So you feel pressured. You wanna like brake a little bit later to try and make sure that doesn't happen. If it's a good enough driver like Johnny Eckert, you might be able to get away with trusting him to not do that. Of course, the other thing is you are constantly ready to take a defensive line. You see him move inside or peek his nose inside like he did in turn 1 there, your instinct is going to cover it off or go in deeper to try and defend. And that's what they're trying to do behind you. You know, if they make you drive it into the corner harder you want, they're forcing you into a mistake possibly. So it's really hard to do. But it's almost Johnny's going to have to pick and choose his battles and be careful here. We saw what happened to him last race. Oh, Braxton DeWeese goes wide. There's the mistake Eckert was hoping for, and well, forget everything I just said.
Yeah, Johnny is your new leader. Oh, and Dylan Thomas off track again. And, you know, one thing I've noticed is as I'm kind of getting somewhat familiar with some of the parts of the track, that Johnny Eckert coming up to like the final corner and those final S's, that's where he's really stout. Yeah, he's by far, he gets through there better than anybody. Right here, I believe, is this the, I can't remember if this is the keyhole or not.
Well, I tell you what, this is not
wide. Open the door. Wow.
Braxton DeWeese is not as fast as Johnny Eckert, but as long as he's close enough, I think he's going to be driving it in as hard as he can every corner. If he can keep getting under Eckert and driving it in deep, he can keep forcing Eckert offline and maybe reel him in and hold him back for a little bit, but he's got to keep that 9-car offline and force him to go places he doesn't want to. And with how much faster Johnny is, it's just going to be really hard. He did it a few corners ago, but I think that 9-car might be starting to get into a rhythm here. He's far enough away. It's just the way he knows when to shift the car and turn it into the corner. It's just he makes it flow a lot better. And this track is like one giant flow rhythm section.
Yeah, and Johnny is definitely not short of that rhythm. He's like a little Fred Astaire out there dancing around on the racetrack right now. And you know, I think the equivalent what Braxton was trying to do and what Johnny was doing to Braxton early in the race, you know, we're in March Madness. I think tonight we continue the Sweet 16. So to kind of keep that topic going, it's like having the when you're a fan when they're shooting free throws, you know, behind the backboard, you're doing the spirit fingers to try to either distract them or guide or maybe sometimes they're doing that to guide the ball in. But either way, you're trying to distract the guy from shooting a free throw. I think that's the equivalent of getting on that rear bumper and hopefully they mess up going to the corner. That's my March Madness tie-in. That's my March Madness tie-in. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the March Madness tie-in.
Yeah. We won't talk about my bracket.
Who the heck still has a bracket at this point?
No, I do have a pool, though, that still has 2 teams. They play tomorrow night.
Oh.
So I'm still hoping I can win I can salvage a money win out of this, but
I had
definitely
Drake going for gold.
Oh wow! Why Drake? Just cuz?
It's just a funny name.
Yeah.
Things heating up here. Katie Roby went a little bit wide trying to work her way around in Delicato. Now she's having to face Rhett Nichols. Oh my goodness, they just about make contact there. Rhett Nichols. Braxton DeWeese is way off course.
Way off. He's on the other side of the sand trap. He's going to have to keep it pinned to get through that.
Oh man. And you see what happened? Guys have been dipping their lefts onto that exit curb on the left side. He just dipped a little bit too far, sucked himself into the grass, and once that, it's like that outside bank of the carousel at Watkins Glen. Once you dip a tire over there, you're like, oh god, oh god, oh god, and you can't do anything about it. It's just like that.
Yeah, and there's not much you can do, but a good job for him to once he got back on that grass, not hitting any of the tire barriers. But
DJ Weeks spun it off of the last corner and nose it hard into the barrier.
Carpenter's involved as well. And the caution
has come out.
And unfortunately, I did not expect nowhere to go.
Oh, Justin Kolb. Kolb got into it, and of course he's okay. Damien's fine. Damien got into it. He's fine.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's a bit of a track blockage. You guys really running into each other there. I don't think Kolb got too much damage from it. Ooh, got hit in that side. He might have some motor damage, actually. See?
Ooh, just a wrong spot, and Carpenter, too, getting that. I think Oh, he hit nosed in the inside wall pretty good as well. So unfortunately for that 71.
Do you? Oh man, this makes things interesting. Remember what were we told our fuel mileage was? Remember that? I know.
20 to 22, I believe.
Yeah, and look at that. We got 24 laps to go. What do you think? Some guys come down pit road here and maybe try to stretch it.
I'm wondering. One guy who's a master at it's the guy
We're
we have
looking at
on
him.
screen right now. Yeah. Oh.
He does not. I don't know if pit road's open yet. It's not like Formula One.
Yeah, they're still catching the pace car, but it could be interesting. Now 23, so you figure they come around next time by, they're going to be right on that fuel number.
Yeah,
allegedly.
Alleged fuel number. Now he said 2222. Was it Jeff Green or Dave Carpenter? Who told you?
Carpenter did. Yep.
Dave Carpenter did. Okay. So Dave Carpenter, he's been running pretty good, right? Running about 10th to 12th, that range. Unfortunately, maybe not so much at this point. We'll see how he gets it fixed up. For Eckert and Delicato, Roby, Nichols, and I guess DeWeese, he's lost that track with all those drivers running up at the very front of the field. Do you think they might use a little bit more fuel and maybe they're closer to the 20 end of that spectrum of fuel mileage? Use a little bit more gas because they're better with putting the beans down.
You gotta wonder, that some of these guys up front, and this is where Johnny can be masterful too for those guys. They're having fun.
All right.
I'm going to focus on who's pit camera or pit. Wow, I can't remember.
Neil Rutt.
Neil Rutt.
If he goes down pit road, we're going to focus on Neil Rutt.
All right, we're going to check out that pit. He better go down pit road.
He might. He's up 10 spots in that 21st position in that number 21 Do Good Motorsport Chevrolet.
Much better having a much better half year this time around.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good, and also on the sister team of DGG Racing, Jeff Green. We saw him towards the end of half number 1 battling for one of the last cars on the lead lap. He's all the way up into 11th after the riff-raff here.
Some other guys we were looking at moving up. Kyle Carlson, as expected, has climbed from 18th to 13th, and Seth Rawls, as expected, has climbed from 12th to 6th. Both of those guys up about half a dozen positions. And now with the field bunched up, we'll get to see what they do on a restart.
And you know who I think benefited maybe the most out of this, and he's maybe has to use some pit strategy here, either stay
Brett
out
Nichols.
or James Watson.
Oh, of course you think James Watson.
Well, yeah, I mean he was.
Everybody's coming down
top
pit
10
road.
car. Yep, everyone's coming. But now he's gonna be bunched back up. Brett Nichols, I think, is another one too, and Braxton DeWeese, our pole sitter, definitely benefited from that caution
This
as well.
is a very right turn heavy track, right? You think he could get away with taking 2 tires?
Oh, Neil!
Ooh, maybe could. Oh, Neil, kissing the wall. We'll see him making his way to his pit box here.
Disappointed. I'm seeing 4 tires from everybody.
You know,
Really hoping we'd have some 2-tire stops. Oh, Katie Roby has gained. Oh, never mind. Katie Roby was already there.
We saw it.
Sign.
We saw it for a second. I think he's already over him, but it was a picture of Aaron Leinemann. Let's see if we can get it there. Oh, you moved too quick. Your pit crew's too fast, Neil. So we'll look at see if we can get a look at the replay. Carl's doing this is. There we go. We see. That's Aaron. I believe that's at a racetrack. I think I've seen that photo.
Yeah.
He shared that on Twitter. And is that one where he's giving the number 1 sign? Or is he giving the rock and roll sign?
That's the rock and roll. Like, piece, sorry. It's rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, the hook 'em horns kind of thing.
Yeah.
So kind of a cool photo. I think that was with that might have been with Neil and Aaron out on racetrack. So kind of a cool pit board there for Neil Rutt III. Johnny Eckert getting off pit road.
So I was going to say, Nick and Delicato has not caught up to Johnny Eckert yet. I'm wondering how much fuel he's saving right now. I think everybody should be saving fuel right now. 22 was the upper end of that range, and I don't know if they know exactly what it is, but based off of last race, I think everybody's going to have an idea. And the thing is, if everybody tries to go to the end here, nobody went further than 17 laps on a set of tires. They're going to try to go a lot longer here.
Yeah, that's going to be I think the crazy thing, and I think they waved off the green flag here as well. So what's the cutoff line if you're in the back? What position do you consider coming down pit road topping this puppy off?
Honestly, Braxton DeWeese. Oh, well, never mind. He was already a lap down. Never mind.
Adam Peeler coming down pit road here.
I don't think anybody's interested. We got Darren Staff, Tyler McIntosh. I like that. A couple of those guys in the back. I guess our cutoff is a lot further back than I thought it would be, but Darren Staff and Ty McIntosh are two. We got more. Cooper Johnson. Cooper Johnson is one I like. Cooper Johnson was way off in the back thanks to his wheel issues. It looks like they might be sorted out now, but not a bad idea to come down and top off, see if they can make something happen. They're going to be able to go harder without having to worry about it, and if guys start running out, they'll be able to just start passing them.
Yeah, it'll be definitely a beneficial move. Yeah, I'm surprised not more guys in the back decided to. So maybe a little bit better on fuel than we thought, but you gotta wonder too that especially as you said before these guys made their pit stops, these guys that our top guys in the field, are top 5 that we're kind of stringing out, and how much more fuel that they're using over some of these guys that are maybe mid-pack on back.
I think they're all saving based on how aggressive we're being with the poor pace truck here.
Yeah, poor pace truck. It never did
They're
nothing.
really crowding them there.
Yeah.
It's another Tony Stewart thing. What race was Tony Stewart bump drafting that Corvette pace car?
That I don't remember.
I don't remember that either. I know Dale Earnhardt used to do
remember
that in IROC. Dale Earnhardt Sr. used to do that at IROC races a lot too.
I want to say, I forgot who was driving the pace car. I want to say it was Bodine or something.
Yep, I think that's exactly why. He liked playing with Brett Bodine. Last time I remember seeing it was when Kyle Busch was upset at NASCAR for, I believe, New Hampshire in the rain, and he spun out and he.
Oh yeah,
Still in the lead. He didn't he take the bumper off, or he messed the bumper up on the Toyota Camry pace car.
I think he pushed his luck for sure.
Oh yeah, I think he got a little slap on the wrist for that as well. I think we're just about ready to go green. I think we're getting close here.
Really curious to see how aggressive Rhett Nichols is going to be here. He knows he doesn't have that long run over Johnny Eckert. He's starting right behind him, wondering if he's going to try and stick to him and go for him on the short run, knowing that's his strength.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a very interesting first couple turns here for sure, especially even getting under power
right to him
through these S's. This is where it could get tricky.
Eckert got going, but he spun him.
And Rhett Nichols is right on the back bumper. He might be able to get around. He does get around Nick Delicato.
Katie Roby's around, and she is going to lose all of her track position. We've got more cars spinning. Zach Evans got tagged.
Oh man, at turn 1 it was going to be interesting, and we just saw it there. And man, oh man, a tough break for the 29 of Katie Roby. She's falling all the way back. I mean, she's all the way back down to the 28th position. That was not the time to do it.
Justin Kolb.
Zach Evans is not happy. Zach Evans just voicing his displeasure.
You'll see what happened. You'll see what happened to Zach Evans here. I think her options were run into Rhett Nichols or do that, unfortunately. You'll see Zach Evans gets tagged here as Kolb moves to avoid his teammate, just barely tags. No. We've got more cars off course. Justin Kolb and Cooper Johnson off in the same corner right now.
Oh man, so basically Kolb was trying to dodge one teammate, gets into another, unfortunately, and there we see Kolb off track again, or having more issues there. So not a fun restart there for your team there, Carlos.
Who's having a time right now? Rhett Nichols is exactly where he needs. I'm sorry, totally. Rhett Nichols is exactly where he needs to be right now. He's got to keep Eckert close. He's got to pressure Johnny Eckert.
I'm keeping an eye on that too, and I'm looking at the sheets. And how about this? In 11th, Alex Greats, right? Greats.
Whatever.
And
he's running Greats.
We've seen him. Yeah, he's running Greats. There we go. Thank you, Greats. Alex Greats. We've seen him really have a tough go of it late in the first half. Right now, he's sitting in 11th in that Terra Labonte. Look at that slick machine. What a solid run there.
Oh my goodness. I'm just pointing it out here because I've noticed my pick, Damian Leininger, is running in 21st. He got on the gas coming off that last corner and self-spun. which
now
really hurt my soul to watch. You guys have fun, and that broadcaster championship's about to tighten up a little bit.
Yeah, and I was worried, obviously. I made my pick as the 43 was spinning out, and yeah, he's back in the top. He's 8th now.
Should have picked Kynan. Should have picked the Land Shark. That's what I should have done.
Yep. Should have picked the Land Shark. How about you see Kynan Jones running 6th, Jeff Green in the 7th
Jeff
position.
Green?
Yeah, where did he come from? Didn't really have the pace all night. Certainly shaping up, if he can hit his marks here for the last 19 laps, all these guys can come out with some pretty solid runs.
Yeah, Jeff Green started that first half 21st, gained 6 spots to finish 15th. Started this half 15th. So far, he's up another 8 spots. I remember back when we talked to him after the season opener, he was not particularly thrilled about going to Daytona Road, but a little bit better of an iRacing road course racer than he seemed to talk himself up to be. It looks like, at least.
One thing he also did say.
We're good. Your pick just had an interesting moment. He's fine.
Oh boy! I see
He's
he
fine.
did lose one spot. He's fallen back into the 9th spot. Now Jeff Green under attack. I believe with Seth Rawls as well.
Rocket Man. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Well, then the other thing that Jeff Green was talking about, he said, loved in real life. This is one of his favorite road courses, but he said tonight on the sim here with this car package. Just was a little bit different. Wasn't enjoying it as much as he enjoys the track in real life. So there might be something maybe he figured out late in half number 1 that kind of give him a little bit more of a real life feel about this track.
As far as strategy goes, remember those guys that came down and topped off late? One furthest up the field right now is Ty McIntosh, who is the big beneficiary of that calamity on the restart. He's up to 11th. Only 11 seconds off of our leader, Johnny Eckert. That gap is going to grow. Eckert is simply a lot faster than Ty McIntosh right now. But Ty McIntosh, 11th.
Oh, Jeff Green, Seth rolls around.
Oh, man. And I was just going to say, he's going to benefit from that. Another unfortunate incident for the Rocket Man, Seth Rawls. And it looks like he just got into Jeff Green. They were going to go side by side into the corner. Seth Rawls did not have a good entry, and he shoved wide into Jeff Green's left rear.
I'd like to say
unfortunate for both of them.
Yeah. Seth Rawls has not had a good week. I know he's not had a good week. We did the VRA race on Tuesday, and Seth Rawls was faster than me, but he kept on making too many mistakes, so I got in front of him, and since I'm so slow, he had to deal with, in this same corner, he had to deal with the workplace bully, which was me, because I would not let him go by, and he was trying to battle me as cleanly as he could. He spun me out there one time. I got the spot back, and then on the last lap, he expected me to hit the gas, but I was too loose and hit my back bumper and spun himself out. So he's not having a good time right now.
Now I'm hearing from Seth Rawls and Jeff Green talking it over. It wasn't a mistake by either driver. It was just a difference in how they were running that line. Jeff Green, how he was getting on the brakes going in there. Seth Rawls just running it differently. It was just unfortunate timing.
Yeah, it was just unfortunate sequence of events there as Seth Rawls did fall to the 11th spot. Jeff Green, he fell back to 19th. He's currently sitting 18th now. As I believe Katie Roby also did just get by him too, so there's a lot of shuffling in the back of the pack there as well. But right now, we'll still see if these guys can make it, but I think we're just on that part of the run where, Brett Nichols, I think he did the best he could to stay on the back bumper of that number 9 car of Johnny Eckert. Ooh, we see Adam Tepe go off court.
Justin Kolb has had a tumultuous half here.
Yeah, it's not a good half here for that 52. But I think we're just at that point now, too. This is where I think Johnny Eckert really starts getting in his rhythm. Oh, man, Carlson off track. He hangs on to it. He's back in that 17th spot right now.
Started to watch Ty McIntosh some more after that Rawls and Green incident. He's scaring me. He's in a position right now where the goal should honestly be just keep it on the racetrack. He has a top 10 all but locked up, barring any mistakes on his part. And he is in a position, as I was trying to say before Seth Rawls and Jeff Green shocked the world, I was trying to say he's in a position to pounce on guys that could possibly run out of fuel. And it would be unfortunate for all of them, but if it's everybody in front of him, again, I don't know how the fuel's going to work out. We'll see.
Yeah, it's it's gonna be
Oh, Nick
interesting.
Delicato's off. He loses a handful of spots.
Oh man, yeah, he'll fall back into the 6th position. We're just on the bottom of your screen. We see that battle with Kynan Jones and Nathaniel Chair. They're able to work by Nick and Delicato, and Kynan Jones. He looks like he's there, just biding his time. He looks like he could pounce on that 26 when he wants to.
Kynan Jones not really doing a whole lot of racing, and I don't say that in a bad way, but I noticed when Cherry and Rawls got to him earlier, he kind of just pulled over and let them by. He's not really worried about anybody else. He's racing the racetrack a lot, and Rhett Nichols came over the radio, said, "Bye, Eckert. It was nice knowing you."
He's already conceding that the victory.
But for Kynan Jones, he's been a tick off the pace of our leaders, fast enough to run top 10. But most importantly, he has been smooth. He has not been wiggling that tail end out. He's probably going to be the guy I pick last for candidate to self-spin or go off track. And so far, it's working for him. He is comfortably 5th place.
And I believe, I can't remember, we talked to him, I believe last week or a couple weeks ago about coming here to Mid-Ohio. And he was looking forward to it on one hand, but it's not he's not totally familiar with this course, at least going into tonight. And sometimes that can almost play maybe a little bit of an advantage to you. If it's, I know there's been tracks that he's been really looking forward to, and then you're expecting to run top 3, and maybe you're making moves that you should make, or maybe just get a little bit, step out of your bounds a little bit. But being somewhat comfortable here tonight for Kynan, and right now you're just trying to get familiar with that racetrack, just mind your P's and Q's, and look at, he's making that move, moving up into the 4th spot. And I think he's just running the racetrack, trying to get everything he can out of it. And looks like
it's not going to work for him.
Yeah. Oh boy!
He had a run there. He was going to try and take that run and stay ahead of Indelicato, but he had to avoid taking out Nathaniel Cherry. Doesn't look like Indelicato is willing to force this issue, though. He backs off and tucks him behind him. This will be a battle to watch here for a little bit. I know Cherry's not going to race him that hard. Nathaniel talked to me extensively about the fact he was on probation and how careful he wanted to be, considering he's got to make up points for missing a race earlier in the year. So I don't think if he gets around Kynan Jones, he's going to do much about it. But now Kynan's got that 4 car behind him to worry about, who Nick and Delicato was keeping almost up to pace with Rhett Nichols earlier.
Yeah, and we just talked about what a good spot Kynan Jones was in here, battling for that 4th position. Now this is where it can get really tricky, because you're trying to almost set up moves on that 26 car while you're also trying to defend. Oh man, Dave Carpenter goes off track, having a rough go here in half number 2. He's falling back. He's going to fall back out of the side, the top 20 here. But when you're Kynan Jones, it's got to be a weird position, because you're looking in your rear view mirror and out your windshield, try to be one eye on each.
Man, and it was, I don't remember the track it was, but I have vivid memories of trying to drive it in a little hard, scare the guy in front of me. I come out wide and I want to cut back under them and get a good arc off, but little do I know, somebody has peeked up my inside and I end up dumping myself. So it doesn't look like it's going to be an issue for Kynan Jones. He won't have to worry about it. Nick and Delicato using him up a little bit to get by. Not going to have to worry about passing Nathaniel Cherry quite yet. He's going to have a mirror full of James Watson here.
Yeah, and a key thing to remember to see how hard these guys will race each other, because again, still 13 laps to go. Yeah, and I these guys, pit crews, I think they're done for the most part. I think they're
maybe the fuel man. Keep that guy ready.
Fuel. Just in case. Yep, he's sitting there. He's leaning up against those gas cans on the stands there.
Yep.
Ooh, Indelicato, he's getting something uncharacteristic for him, kicking it sideways out of these corners a little bit. Usually don't see that from that 4 car.
No, usually he's a smooth operator, but I want to say he's in the crowd that involves me of guys that bought this track in the last 24 hours.
It's still not too bad. A solid top 5 run now, but man, oh man. Normally we would see him battling up there with the likes of Rhett Nichols and Johnny Eckert. So I'm thinking next time he goes to Ohio, he'll be right there with him. I think he's learned a lot tonight here.
Yeah, and that's the thing. No matter how good you are, you're always learning. Johnny Eckert's up there learning, getting better every lap.
Oh yeah, and there's times where it's like you think you got her dialed in, and
You find
You know,
something
an
else.
update.
You're like, oh, there's 2/10ths.
2/10, or or even the handling change in the car. Oh, doer around as well.
Is it spectacular?
It wasn't.
doing a burnout.
Oh, a spectacular burnout by Dustin
All right.
Dewar.
Good job. Yeah, look at him.
He's gonna do an infomercial for tires that don't lose their rubber after a burnout.
No, you could post a picture of that burnout and just say Dustin Dewar won, and I'd believe it.
Yep.
Well, based on how confident he is in road courses, I'd believe it. Totally.
Yeah. There's another guy who could sell a frozen popsicle to a woman in white gloves, or maybe Zach Evans in white gloves. You never know.
Maybe a Zach Evans in white gloves, or a Rhett Nichols in white gloves.
Yeah. Well, in somewhat white gloves.
A Rhett Nichols in
Off-white.
pastel. I don't know, pastel yellow gloves,
Ew.
or I guess steering wheel. It'd be like gray gloves. I don't know.
I thought you were just like yellow, like sweat. That's the image I had in my head.
Maybe
Yummy.
black and yellow. Black and yellow. Did you know Wiz Khalifa was actually singing about Rhett Nichols gloves?
Yep. Little fact. Did you know that? Now you know.
Yeah, Wiz. He looked into the orb and said, sometime in the future, this guy's going to be racing with black and yellow gloves. He wrote a song about it.
Yep. And there we do see Kynan Jones give up the 6th position to James Watson. And also looking, we didn't seem like it was that long ago. We made the point you made the point, Matthew, that Rhett Nichols said, goodbye, Johnny. And Johnny did just that. He's over 4-second lead over that 55 now.
Yeah, it's a lot of mental toughness. At the start of the race, you got to keep that 9 car either behind you or directly in front of you. And after over an hour of it, it just gets exhausting, And once he started to see Johnny inch out ahead, he's like, I know how this one ends. I don't care. It's like, it's so frustrating and so exhausting to do. And it just gets to a point to where maybe you should start to focus on just running your line. And as much as that hurts to say, really, we saw Rhett Nichols make a big mistake early on in this race to try and pass in Delicado. Once you get desperate, you make mistakes like that, especially at a track you're fishtailing more often than you're not.
Yeah, it seems like he's perfectly content, I think, right now to sit in that 2nd position, and we do have that battle kind of right now with Neil Rutt and Jeff Green, and what a run here for Neil Rutt. Kind of had a rough go of it. I think all the way back in 31st he started here in half number 2, up 15 spots in 16th, battling 2000 Busch Series champion Jeff Green, and kind of de facto teammate here tonight.
Yeah, and running notably faster lap times. Oh, there goes OSCA Daddy, Tim Conrad. He was one of the guys he was running faster than. Neil Rutt running notably faster lap times than the cars in front of him, too.
Yeah, now he'll move up into the top 15. Tim Conrad, after that little off-course excursion, he'll fall back into the 19th position, make that 20th as Dave Carpenter gets around as well. And just a note, you see there on the bottom of your screen, Justin Kolb down pit road, so that a rough half number 2 here continues for the 52 car.
We haven't talked about. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, just say 10 laps to go.
Yeah, we haven't talked about the guy driving for Alex Kenton tonight. Zach Rogers didn't really do a whole lot in that first half, but he's up 6 spots. He's got himself in the top 10 there. Him and Gilberto. He and Gilberto, they kind of just hung around that first half and that around the 14th, 15th spot, but they're both sitting pretty inside the top 10 right now.
Yeah, sitting pretty there for a couple of my emotional support picks there with the Miss Goodies car running in that 9th spot, and that old Lonnie Lou Memorial throwback running in the 10th spot. I mean, that car's made for dirt. It's running this road course pretty damn well.
Might have been running some dirt well in that first half. I mean, hopefully he's not running any dirt. And
this is where you don't want to run the dirt. Yeah, you don't want to run the dirt tonight. Nope.
For Gilberto, I'm really Gilberto. I'm sure I've said it multiple times on the broadcast. He's probably the nicest human I've ever spoken to. I've never heard anything angry or rude come out of his mouth. And last season, it felt like every time we looked at that car, it was in the wall, flipping over into another car. Something was happening. Every time we talk about him, he's running at that back end of that top 10, having better pace this year and better luck, making Miss Goodies look good on the racetrack.
Yeah, hey, sometimes you got to have that perfect, sponsor color look. He said he loves running that pink and white car out there. And so yeah, certainly putting on another good run for him. And and that's the thing. And he had some of the worst luck last season.
It was incredible.
And that definitely could just put you kind of in a mindset of a slump, and kind of get you off your game a little bit. But
McIntosh is around. That is not what he needed to do.
Oh man, and he's gonna lose a lot of spots as he's pointing the wrong way. I think he'll have an opening here to get around. I think he'll hold on to that 11th spot. Darren Staff might be getting close to catching up to him, but as far as Gilberto's concerned there as well, again, just easy to just to kind of continue that slump with your mindset. But he was seemed really determined every week that luck would turn around, and now I think that hard work has finally been starting to pay off. I think he was it just started right before we got to the playoffs last season, and it's now his good luck, his good fortune is carried over so far this year.
Trying to see
Jeff Green kind of rebounding from that spin up to 14th. Carlson 13th. How about that? We've seen him go off track a little bit here. So maybe now he's doing it in reverse. He's getting all the bad juju of that 54 car out of the way early.
Yeah, despite the spin by McIntosh, he's up 6 spots over his starting spot. Darren Staff is on that same strategy as Ty McIntosh, by the way, and he's right behind him. They're 11th and 12th. Both of them started a little deeper in the field. Both of them sacrificed a lot of track position to come in and top off. Just unfortunate for Ty. He was only about 18 seconds off. Johnny Eckert was looking real good if anybody had to come down, but now if they have to come down and top off, I don't know. I mean, he'll probably catch the guys directly. Oh, no, it's bad. Ty McIntosh has spun again.
Oh, man, it's
gone from bad to worse, and he can't get it back going.
And again, yeah, it looks at the dejection there for the number 10 car. Looks like he's cussing. No potty mouthing yet, but I'm sure internally, in the mind, in the eyes there, the driver of the number 10, there's a lot of frustration.
Oh, as they catch him, Damian Leininger has a huge moment. Neil Rutt gets into him.
And I think they all continue to keep going here. Yeah. That could have been disastrous for all 3 drivers in that bundle there.
So what happened, it looks like Jeff Green and Kyle Carlson got a bad exit. Jeff Green was going to go for it. Then he saw Ty McIntosh there. Jeff Green checked up and moved to the left. But here comes Damian to try and take advantage. He got into Damian. Damian Leininger, by some miracle of God, did not spin out. And Neil Rutt ran into him, and happily ever after. And never mind, Neil Rutt's front end is gone.
Oh boy. Yeah, now he's dropped down to the 20th position, so unfortunate for that number 21 car of Neil Rutt.
Oh, though, there's something wrong with that 21 car. He dropped a lot of positions there.
Yeah, it looked like he got in the back of the Damian Leininger pretty good there.
A lot harder than I thought he did, really.
Yeah, he could be down some little HPs right now.
That is
more power.
Complete and utter disaster for Ty McIntosh. It's a combined 30 seconds lost on spins that lap, and that really nullifies his strategy. Now, Darren Staff, only 37 seconds back, he might be able to still get some guys in front of him. Darren Staff is still looking good. Darren Staff has got to keep it straight. He's 11th now, but I think he's got a solid chance at grabbing a top 10 here if some guys in front of him run out.
Yeah, we'll have to see there. Johnny Eckert, I mean, I don't know if he's in fuel-saving mode, but now almost 8-second lead for our leader Johnny Eckert over Rhett Nichols, who also has about a 6.5-second interval over third place Braxton DeWeese. So, maybe the billing as far as what we normally get here for an OSCA road course, as far as that lead is concerned, not as entertaining as usual. But I think we can look so many other places on track here.
We're stuff everywhere.
Yeah, we're still having a lot of fun.
As far as battling goes, I know we're not done. It's a little bit up the road, but I know Nick and Delicato has been lapping faster than Braxton DeWeese, and James Watson actually even a little bit faster than Delicato. So I think these guys are going to catch up and battle eventually, just not quite yet.
Yeah, they're catch DeWeese. They're about 5 seconds back. Ooh, Carlson is out of rhythm there a little bit.
going to hurt Weeks. Weeks. Oh, my.
Oh!
Weeks almost spins. He's going to be okay.
And especially a lot of parts of these tracks just rhythm based, and you see what happens. You get out of rhythm, and man, both those drivers kind of got the worst end of it there for DJ Weeks and Kyle Carlson.
I mean, now this is the
Jeff Green rebounding from his spin in the 13th, and Damian too. He was back in 21st, so he's worked his way back up to 14th, so he's salvaging this run as well.
Salvaging my points for the picks.
Yeah, that's the last thing the rest of us wanted to see. But
Yeah.
good, but I'm happy for Damian.
He
Maybe
just
not
thinks
really.
Jeff.
I'm just happy he's not running the Carl Edwards paint scheme.
Why?
I was never a big fan of Carl Edwards.
Oh, I like the paint.
Hot take.
You're actually probably the first person I've heard say that. Everybody seems to like Carl, cousin Carl.
I know. I know. I felt like he was always fake, and I feel like he had more roid rage than
Wow.
Mr. Nice Guy. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not disrespecting it. I mean, it's a pretty hot take. I think a lot of people would take issue with that, but I mean, it's your opinion.
It's
That's
not
my
the
opinion.
So what
first
backmarker
I've
were
heard
you a
people,
fan of,
people
Woody?
say like that.
What was that, Vic?
What was that?
What
Vic?
back marker were you a fan of?
Back marker?
Yeah, I mean, if you weren't a Carl Edwards fan, so you had to be a fan of a back marker.
Well, I mean, I was a Dale Jr. fan, so there
that
was a
explains
good,
it.
For a few years.
He was a back marker there. But I always root for back markers. You know what? I recently just bought just the other day, a Josh Williams shirt after what happened on Saturday. So I guess that's
Okay, my favorite drivers are also back markers, so I can't
Yeah.
say very much. I was a big freaking Paul Menard fan, but
Oh yeah, well obviously since we
yeah, where we're from.
close to
yeah.
him. Yeah. So that's
Getting hard for Menard.
That's right. And sometimes if BJ McLeod gets into the top 10, I'm game. I love it. I love when back markers do well. Speaking of, unfortunately, look at the replay here of Cooper Johnson, who's
It's a tough night for Cooper.
Yeah, unfortunately a back marker here tonight. Not usually a back marker, of course, but gets a little sideways, goes around. Doesn't do a total spin. Keeps it going. So rough night gets worse for that 91. We still look at Braxton DeWeese. He's kind of plateaued that distance. It's still about that 5 seconds from Nick and Delicato. So
Yeah.
able to keep that battle at bay. But for Nick,
He's got some
I'm
James
looking-
Watson coming up on him.
yeah, and then Cherry not too far behind him as well. So this could be a 3-car battle once again for that 4th spot before the end of it, with only 3 laps to go.
You know what else I'm seeing? Kynan Jones starting to drop off. Zach Rogers has actually made his way. Oh my God, I jinxed him. He's okay. He went wide, lost a spot to Rocket Man there, but Seth Rawls, Zach Rogers, and Gilberto all kind of running on top of each other, catching up on Kynan Jones. So, our top 2 might not have any. Our top 3 might not have anything interesting going on, but from about Nick and Delicato back, you've got some good battles on track. You've still got Jeff Green, DJ Weeks, Ty McIntosh, Dave Carpenter, all one after the other. Still a lot to be decided here in these last few laps.
Yeah, the big points there, for a lot of these drivers trying to hang on, especially for Jeff Green with that 13th place run. Yeah, I bet you he's still wishing he's in the top 10, but he's right on that being right outside the top 10 or right on that bubble here. So a good night, a top 15. I think certainly he'll take that after how tonight's been kind of going here. But look at this battle here for 4th spot.
This is interesting.
It's going to be a 3-horse race. And James Watson right now, though, is in the middle of a Shift Esports sandwich.
I'm seeing Nick and Delicato do a better job getting the power down off the corner, but I'm seeing James Watson hit those apexes better. It's really their kind of strength in different spots. James Watson kind of gains going into the corner, he gets off track a little there, gains going into the corners, hitting his line better, and Nathaniel, you can't see it on that camera, but Nathaniel Cherry peeked his nose in there. Again, Garrett Nichols is requesting permission to destroy his car at China Beach after the race.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go through post-race inspection after winning
Not with
half
that
number
thing.
1.
Destroy the evidence.
Yeah. Vic's going to have to go dig pieces up, trying to assemble the motor during the week to make sure it was legal.
That battle for 7th has heated up quite a bit now. See, there you go. Rogers takes a peek. With only 2 laps left, speaking of go time, Seth Rawls, a huge slide there. He did the Johnny Eckert drift there to get under Kynan Jones. Kynan Jones went wide. He pounced on it, and it worked. That was definitely a pucker pass.
Definitely, indeed. And now Kynan, it looks like it looked like he was trying to dig a little bit harder to not lose too many spots here. He could. One wrong corner. Oh, Seth Rawls speaking of.
That was the wrong corner. He's going to hang on to it a little bit, but.
Oh, wow. He's trying to do his best Eckert impression here. Holy man.
He had
that big tank slap, and that could have been bad news bears. Whew.
He got by Kynan Jones, but he's not clear from yet. He can't make any mistakes himself.
And as much fun we're having to watch this, we are down to 1 lap to go for Johnny Eckert. So he's all he's got to do is cruise to victory here to take half number 2. And man, this battle, a lot of these battles trying to get decided here on this final lap. DJ Weeks trying to get by Jeff Green. There's another one we're keeping kind of an eye on here as well, as Johnny Eckert. Look at this. What do you say? Career win number 5 on the road courses here.
Johnny Eckert?
Yeah.
9?
No, road course.
Johnny Eckert's 9th career win on road courses, yes? 9? He has 9.
He has 9 now, if he wins?
If he wins now, he's got 9 victories on road courses. 6 of them on Watkins Glen. But
don't annoy it yet. He's got 8.
He's got 8. He's got 8.
He's got 8.
He has 8. Johnny Eckert has 8 and 15/16.
Yes, and once he crosses the line, coming up here soon, this will be a less dramatic final few corners for that 9 car, and it looks like he'll match his car number here for career road course victories here in OSCA competition.
Means I've got to go get myself a beer to sit down through the half-hour interview.
Yep, Carlos, you better get napping right now. Johnny Eckert wins half number 2 of the Aaron Leinemann Memorial at Mid-Ohio. Yeah, right? You get 3 of them done by then.
Out of that interview with a different mindset.
Yeah, Brett Nichols second. Braxton DeWeese looks like he'll hold on for 3rd. Nick Indelicato will come home in 4th. 5th, James Watson. And 6th, Nathaniel Cherry. 7th should be Seth Rawls. He should be able to hold off Kynan Jones in 8th. 9th, Zach Rogers. And the top 10 to round it out is Gilberto Javier Gomera. And the rest of the boys still working their way around track. It looks like Darren Staff will be coming home in 11th.
Let's go, Damien. 2-2.
Yeah, so what a rebound for Damien. Looks like he'll hold off Jeff Green. He's got about a second and a half over Jeff Green, so he should come home here in 12th and get through the final few corners. And yeah, so I guess our questions are answered here as well, that everyone made it on gas. So
yeah, they did, which, I'll be honest, I'm a little disappointed. I was hoping for some fuel drama.
Yeah, you almost had to know for how masterful Johnny Eckert can save fuel, that he was pulling away that far. He won this race by almost 11.5 seconds. That he was good on fuel.
I suppose, if we were going to question fuel, we weren't going to have to question Johnny, if anybody. But yeah.
Yeah. So, oh boy. So is that heated? I heard someone calling out the old Rocket Man for sending it, and he certainly was. And I think a lot of times too that. Especially once you got kind of these S's and some of these rhythm-based corners, if you got to run on somebody, you had to get by them with risk of potentially getting out of rhythm anyway and not passing a car, or just maybe spinning out. And here's a guy spinning out doing burnouts. Johnny Eckert, winner of half number 2. He definitely had a good night. Not running for points, but definitely had a good night for his team, South Shore Racing, coming home with a second and half number 1. Burning it down here for his victory here in half number 2. What's total wins for old Johnny in OSCA competition? Do you have that at the ready?
Almost. Vic might beat me to it, honestly. Let's see.
Whatever you have plus 2 after tonight.
20. That was 25. That was the quarter, whatever the word for century. Quarter century. That's the word I'm thinking of.
Quarter century mark for Johnny Eckert. 3-time champion, semi-retired. I heard he's starting to grow that Terry Labonte mustache too.
Is he?
Yeah, he's not fully committed to retirement like old Texas Terry, and we've got Team Verno going on here too.
Really what it is. How many wins does Nick and Delicato have this season, Vic? Do you have that off the top of your head? Is it 2 or 3?
I think 2. 1, 2. He hasn't won as much as he did last season, so he's.
No, I'm just.
Nick has won 3 times this season.
Oh, 3 times already. Okay.
Yeah, Nick is up to 20 at this point, and Eckert started the year at 23. Nick started the year at 17. Johnny said he'll probably have to come back, win some races, and keep that old 4-car at bay as far as the all-times win list. They're definitely in a bit of an arms race. They've both got they both got multiple wins on the year now. Eckert not running full time, but he's making his starts count.
Yeah, it's certainly something he wants to keep himself up top in the record books, keep that sheet clean with a lot of Johnny Eckert statistics. But
Braxton DeWeese.
Yeah, we got him in the booth. We'll get him here down in. Oh, I'm trying. Here we go. We got Braxton DeWeese here, and a solid night for you here tonight, Braxton. A couple top 5 runs here, both halves. Started on the pole here, led a couple laps, but talk us through here the wildness here in Mid Ohio.
Yeah, it was interesting for sure, especially with the tire fall off and just trying to keep it underneath you, especially with the rears being real slidey, coming off the corners on throttle, just because of the power and whatnot. But it was pretty spread out up in the front, but we were all just. It's crazy how the littlest things can make your lap that much quicker, and like if you keep it consecutively, you can just be so much more faster, just like Johnny and Rhett were, So that's something I got to work on here for the road courses and whatnot. But I can't be too upset with 2 top 5s in the 2 races here. So we have 3 top 5s out of the 4 races so far. Could have had 4, but it is what it is. We'll try to get 2 more top 5s, maybe even a win next week or something.
Yeah, next week Monza Oval. Something going into next week, it's going to be I know a certain surprise for me. I'm very unfamiliar with the oval part of Monza. Are you familiar with Monza at all?
No, I actually got to buy the track, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully, hey, with the raw talent we're seeing on old Braxton, that number 20 car, I'm sure you'll make some noise out there.
Yeah, the plan's to be up front already, so we'll see if we can do it and stay up there.
Heck yeah, definitely looking forward to it. But before we send you off, again, to celebrate with your teammates on a good team points night here tonight. Any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a shout out to Shift and S2. Both them teams. It's fun. It's been really fun working with them the past 2 races. So looking forward to doing the rest of the season and seeing if we can all be up there consecutively, not just me and Nick. We can get a couple more people up there. But it's a road course, so we'll see what we can do at Monza. I mean, that's just going to be interesting as well. It's another kind of like a wild card race because you don't really see the Cup cars there. But I want to give a big shout out to Martin Sports on the car. I want to give a big shout out to Allen's Arts Images, Jeff Schmidt Auto Group, Premier Group, Comfort Air Solutions, Allen's Arts Images, everybody that tunes in and watches me. Usually I run a Chevy number 8 or number 15, but with this charter system in this league, we're running the 20 Ford. So we'll run it and still try to go as fast as we can and see if we can do good at Monza next week.
So one thing before you go here, since you're running this car for the rest of the season, I'm sure you looked at the schedule. What race is Braxton looking at the most? He's licking his chops for.
Honestly, I'm ready for all of them. I'm trying to do the best I can. I did pretty good in this car. In a couple leagues that I did, I won a couple championships. So I'm trying to see if I can keep that up. I honestly don't even know what the schedule looks like. I don't even know what the next race after Mons is, but we're gonna
Oval.
Motegi. Okay, well I want to race there with the next gen, so we'll see how that goes, and We'll see if we can get a couple wins here.
Yeah, I love the confidence, the hint of swagger. I'm liking this, and I think we're gonna be talking to you a little bit more before the season wraps up.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll try to be up here for sure.
Heck yeah, looking forward to it. Well, again, congratulations on the good run this week at Mid Ohio, and looking forward to talking to you again after the interesting race I'm sure we'll see at Monza.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, you too. That was Braxton DeWeese coming home third in half number 2.
It's a go straight to Rhett Nichols.
Yeah, Rhett Nichols, you got him this time.
Yeah.
You get it.
Yeah, Rhett Nichols, we got you up here. Pretty freaking good night for you. First and second place finish. You were one spot away from finishing that Grand Slam. I was hoping you would, but that Mitsubishi power to the rear tires didn't quite do you all the favors you needed tonight.
Yeah, about halfway through that race, I started trying to bribe people to take out Johnny Eckert. And,
Oh my God.
I couldn't come up with enough money for it. We had to spend too much money. After that first race, we were worried that we weren't going to pass tech inspection because my interview was a little bit too loud. So we went ahead and we stole an engine out of the Money Team Racing's garbage and put it in there, and it just wasn't powerful enough for us. But on a serious note, Johnny Eckert ran an amazing race, and we just had nothing for him. The car felt great, and we try to run mostly the same strategy we did before. But Johnny got out to that lead, and it was sayonara to him.
And I just want to put any rest in my mind, or put any concerns in my mind to rest. Was fuel ever a problem? Were you guys close on fuel there?
I was about 7/10 of a lap good
man.
on fuel. Yeah, it wasn't really that close. I know one of my teammates, love him or not, he did not put enough fuel in the car, and he was riding around, I think, about a half throttle for most of the race. So that was fun to listen to in the team chat.
Did he have the new add fuel feature on accidentally?
You know what? I'm going to ask him, and then I'm going to write a long complaint to iRacing if they did, telling them how they screwed my teammate out of a win. I was sure he was going to come back from,
That'll tell him.
I don't know, Podunk, North Carolina to win this race in Mid-Ohio.
You know what? Either way, jokingly or not, you should, because I got screwed over the add fuel thing as well. So I know this thing that definitely has some bugs to work out on it.
I'm too afraid to try it. I don't trust technology. I barely trust my sim rig to hold together during the race.
But hey, at least that Mitsubishi lasted just long enough in half number 1, though.
Oh, absolutely. But it's still good. We might bring it out for a different race tonight. We have to keep it under the down low next time. I won't say anything in the interviews, but yeah, no, we ran a great race. I'm very happy with these results. I wish I could have got 2 wins, but Eckert was just on another level.
I was going to say, it was a really good night for you in the points. I want to say, coming into this thing, you were on the outside looking in. I want to say the math came out to like 25 points back from Jeff Green at 13th. You were 15th in points, so you outscored a lot of the guys in front of you. Kolb, Conrad, Green, McIntosh, Wester Green. Had yourself a pretty huge night here. How do you carry all this momentum going into Monza Oval, or does that even matter for a track like Monza Oval?
I carry all that momentum by giving my car to somebody else to race for the Super Speedway.
Really?
I have to go take a vacation. It's my birthday next week, so I'm not going to be in town. But we'll have a special ringer in there, and we'll try to find a new engine to put in it. Maybe steal another Hendrick engine out of their garbage. They just throw those things away every day. So we'll see what we can do. But yeah, I'm just going to keep this momentum by taking a break and focusing on the week after. I don't even know what track it is, but I'm sure I'll do great at it. Absolutely.
What birthday is it for you?
I don't want to say. That's top secret classified information, and if I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Oh, I don't want to know then. Keep it to yourself. It's fine. Anybody else got anything here for Rhett?
No, I'm just glad we got an interview.
Sure, he might kill you if you ask the wrong question.
I know, that's why I'm afraid to ask questions, but I've enjoyed listening to him. That's for sure.
I told you guys during Green Flags, you can interview me. I'll be the same. I might scream when I go and blow it going into turn 1 because I'm talking to you guys, but it'll be fun either way.
we announcer jinx enough drivers out there. I don't think we need to amplify that up a little anymore. Oh man. Hey, as I was making my pick, I think your team at Watson, right? He's your teammate? Yeah. As I was saying 40, and then he spun on the start. So yeah, so I jinxed him as it happened, as I was talking.
He recovered to have an awesome race. Though.
Yeah.
I got to shout him out. He came back to come into 5th after that. So it was a great points night for the team as a whole. Great points night for me. You're never good enough if you don't win and sweep the Grand Slam and go into OSCA history books. So we're just gonna have to find a new way to do it. I'll start thinking about that over the weekend.
Hey, I'm sure that there'll be opportunities for you. I have faith in you, man.
All right, Rhett. Hey, congrats again on the finishes. And before we let you go here to enjoy your night, any shout-outs, any thanks to give?
Yeah, once again, I got to shout out Holotype Racing, presented by Team Watson Racing, powered by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. I got to thank Bacardi and Coca-Cola for keeping me going through the night.
Oh, nice.
It's a lot easier to hit the turn when there's 2 of them in front of you. So, and once again, just want to send my condolences to the Adam Leinemann family and friends. It's always a hard thing to do, go through loss. So send my condolences with them, and glad we can have a good night of racing to hopefully send him out with something he loved.
Yeah, he certainly loved racing indeed. That was one of his big things. Yep.
We got to race tonight for him. You put on a good show tonight, got some good results. Thank you again for coming up here talking to us. Thanks for running. We look forward to happy birthday next weekend, by the way, however old you're turning. Don't tell me, because I like my life. Happy birthday. Enjoy your week off. And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you all so much. You all have a wonderful weekend.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So here's my theory, Matthew. I think what it is, I think Rhett's maybe 150 years old. Just hear me out. and every time someone asks him his age, he kills them and he makes himself look younger, like one of those fountain of youth kind of things. He sucks the youth out of your body.
You know who doesn't have a fountain of youth?
Johnny Eckert.
Carlos, because Carlos is probably getting tired waiting around.
Johnny Eckert.
Johnny Eckert. And here's the old man. He's getting out of his car. He's got his walker here. It's Johnny Eckert, winner of half number 2.
Gotta take his post-race nap.
Yeah.
Oh man, I got real old real fast.
Well, speaking of real old real fast, I mean, obviously, I think it showed that you were, at least, especially on the longer runs, you were the fastest car on the track. But back in half number 1, obviously had some contact with the 29 car that kind of put you in a bad position. Man, I guess to start off, before we get to this dominating performance, how in the hell did you get those last couple corners to stick?
That was the most amazing thing I saw all night.
Maybe ever on iRacing. That was sweet.
Wait, what?
When you got to Rhett Nichols' back bumper in the last 2 corners of the first half.
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. I don't know what was happening. I don't know if he was running out of fuel or something, underfilled. I don't know, because just suddenly I was gaining a lot on him, and I don't think I did anything spectacular. I don't think I just suddenly got faster. Maybe I did. I don't know, but I gained so much so quickly. I don't even know what happened. I couldn't believe I was even in that position. And
did you not know your car?
Have you looked at it?
Did you not know your car was sideways for 2 corners?
No, I didn't.
You drifted. I mean, that last right-hander before you go into the last corner, you drifted the entire thing.
Oh yeah. I was all I saw was blood in that moment. So, I was I shipped it. I definitely shipped it.
You almost got him.
Yeah. I never thought you'd get it to stick, and that was a pretty incredible feat to at least give yourself a puncher's chance there at the end of half number 1. That's for sure. Wow.
Yeah, like I said, I just the last 2 laps I thought I was gaining a little bit, and then the last half a lap, all of a sudden I was there, and you got to that long straight before the left, and then prior to that long right, and I was like, oh, now what? And I got through that next left-hander pretty good, and I was just like, you know what?
Send
I hit him twice from just frustration on blocks, chops, crowding. Like it just I tagged him twice before that. I was like, you know what? Let me go push it one more time. So, yeah. Yeah, I didn't wreck him. I didn't want to wreck him. I just wanted to move over a little bit. But
Just want do the
You wanna
old
rattle his cage?
Yep, rattle his cage. Yep.
mhm.
But then we fast forward to half number 2, and it definitely seemed like the seas parted, or things kind of went your way better in half number 2, and I think we both heard Rhett Nichols over the radio after a certain point. It seemed like some of these guys could keep up with you for shorter runs for five maybe 10 laps, but once you got those tires worn out a little bit, as per usual, you were once again the class of the field.
At one point, he came over the radio and said, "Bye, Johnny."
Yep. Bye, Johnny. Yep, bye, Johnny. Nice knowing you. Nice seeing you.
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, I heard that, and I was in the rhythm, and I told the guys, I'm like, mind game, not buying into that one. But
Oh, right.
I was like, yeah, but I was I don't know. I don't know exactly what it was. I mean, when we ran VRA on Tuesday with the Gen 4 car here, and um something clicked in me in that race that kind of like brought me back to a few years when I used to race this car every week. Back in 2019, late 2018, when the model started to change, and to what we have now at least. And like something clicked on Tuesday, and it just felt like I had good pace. I don't think I've ever run a stock car here, but I've raced here a few times in other cars, and something clicked, and it's just kind of I couldn't tell what my long run speed was because I didn't have the patience, knowing how long this race was going to be tonight, the patience to do any more than 3 laps at the most on any of the practice days. I think I did like 10 laps total of practice before today's practice, but yeah, it just felt like it kind of fell into my hands a little bit, just that VRA race, having good tire wear, the comfort and what I experienced in that car, how to react to it, and then bringing it here, which is a little bit heavier, a little bit more downforce, and I feel like just the combination of those two things worked out really, really well for me this week.
Yeah, I mean, it did. It seemed like you were in vintage Johnny Eckert form, and we were doing some number crunches, right before you crossed the start finish line. I believe it's your ninth road course victory here at OSCA competition, and was a career win number 25. And now with you definitely pulling kind of the Terry Labonte quote unquote retirement here, we've been seeing you probably more than maybe even we anticipated. You got Nick Delicato back there. I believe was it 5 wins back now?
Yeah, at this point, Delicato's up to 20, and you are up to 25. You got to keep winning races to keep that all-time wins crown.
The old timers.
The old timers win crown. Is that still kind of something that's on your mind a little bit?
Yes and no. I mean, it's nice to have it, but it's one of those things. I feel like all records are meant to be broken at some point, and I mean, I'm picking up wins here. I mean, I could probably have a few more this season. I mean, in my mind, I should have won both races tonight. Could have won at Auto Club, at least one of those races at Auto Club, but the same contender from Auto Club made sure that I didn't win race 1 tonight. So, yeah, that I could have a couple more there, and that's definitely crossed my mind in that regard. But I'm right now I'm done with my schedule. I ran my 6 events with South Shore, so I'm not scheduled to run anymore. I'm sure that'll change somewhere along the way, but near future, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm just kind of happy to even still have it, because in Delicato, back when I was running full time, Delicato was coming on the scene and really putting a charge to the wins column. So I know it's a little bit more difficult now in some regards, depending on where you're racing, where the racing's different. But I think about it, not changing my my outlook, I guess, on what my plans are.
as far as your plans are concerned, you have potentially 3 owners up here in the booth that are probably salivating a little bit right now, just in case they need a sub that you could be on call.
Well, I don't know if Monza is unrestricted or not. We were discussing that before, but Monza to me is going to be a great race to watch. So
I can't wait. I can't wait for it. I'm certainly excited.
yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to seeing the guys launch into turn 1, and so I don't expect to. I don't know, but I'm sure I'll get roped into more. I mean, I was originally, when D West approached me, he originally was supposed to run 2 road races, Daytona, Mid Ohio, Daytona Road, Mid Ohio. Well, that turned into 6 races before you knew it, and running at tracks that I didn't particularly like, and running well at those tracks. So yeah, I don't know. I do not know what's on the horizons, but definitely not next week.
But at least we know something for sure. That's always good. But
the only thing we know for sure about next week.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you never know. He could get suckered in. You never know.
Oh, I meant like as far as what the hell's going to happen at Monza Oval.
Oh yeah.
We know for sure Johnny Eckert's not racing. That is.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He could still get suckered in. I'm not.
Oh.
There could be some lucrative offers.
I've raced there in stock cars and various vehicles, and it's an experience. And I cannot wait for some of my friends who have not experienced it yet to experience it, because it is something different.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Well, we'll definitely be looking forward to that. Is that next week or 2 weeks from now?
Monza Oval next week.
Next week.
Next
Okay.
week,
What did you say 2 weeks for earlier?
Because he wasn't going to be here.
Oh yeah. Okay, I did miss that. Sorry about that. But anyway, before we let you go, we made that awkward. Any shout-outs you want to give, Johnny?
Well, first off, I forgot to do it after Atlanta, but yeah, it's coming Rome. But first off, I gotta thank you guys. Thanks, the broadcast team, the admins, and everybody who helps put on these OSCA races every week. I gotta thank team sponsors, Traders Brewing Company, Bat Flip Podcast, ESCR, and VRA. But especially gotta thank Bite Size Sports and Kev over there, who's probably really excited. I know a bunch of our sponsors were watching tonight, so hopefully they got to see their cars on broadcast tonight, and hopefully I did Bite Size proud. But yeah, I got to thank all of them for helping bring us to the track every week, and yeah, looking forward to seeing what's to come. A little bit of a question mark over my participation the rest of the season is it's actually something I'm looking forward to. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we're anticipating when we might see you show up on the racetrack next, and there's a little part of me that someone's gonna rope you into running next week.
I don't know. I gotta just not talk to anybody. If I just start ignoring everybody, it'll be fine.
Turn your phone off. Maybe delete Twitter for a week. Discord.
Yeah.
Just do it all. Yeah, that might be your best bet.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But with that, again, congratulations on career win number 25, and hopefully we'll see you out here soon.
Yes. Oh, and one more thing. I gotta also just give a shout out to Aaron Leinemann's family and friends and everybody. It really was a shock. I got a message from DJ. I didn't see it on the on Discord, but I got a message from DJ out of the blue, and Steve Gottschalk had passed away earlier this year, who I raced with years ago, and nice, super nice guy. And same thing for him, but it was the case for Aaron as well. I mean, both of them were just stand-up people and just fun to talk to, race with, and we had our moments too. But you never want to see this. So, yeah, thinking about all his friends and family in this tough time, and thanks to the league for memorializing this race in his name. And I'm glad that I was able to win one of them.
Yeah, yes, I couldn't agree with more. That was awesome words there too, Johnny. And again, congratulations for you on win number 25. And yeah, this one's for Aaron. Hell yeah, love
Absolutely.
it. All right, we'll
Have a good
send
one,
you.
guys.
Yeah, you too. Send you off there with that as Johnny's doing some burnouts, getting off the racetrack here. He's always the last one off on the racetrack. But again, with that, again, I think all of us here at 3 Wide TV would like to send our condolences to the
One more
Leinemann family.
before
Go
we
ahead.
finish this.
Yep.
I think we should move up these two.
We do.
Oh,
have
okay,
the
hey.
We should do this.
Yep.
This is what I wanted to do all night, but I think now's the time. Now's the perfect time to end it out right with the two that this in the league that I think that this affected the most.
Yeah, we do have Dave Carpenter, Neil Rutt. Obviously, we kind of had this race here today in memorial for Aaron Leinemann, and of course, family and dear friends. You guys can kind of take it away. Say some words if you like.
You want to go ahead, Neil?
You're the uncle. You go first.
All right. Well, I really appreciate. First of all, I just really want to thank Vic. Vic reached out to me, told me what he wanted to do. It really means a lot to me that he wanted to do this. The banners with the logo on it. I said, I was like, you don't have to do this, Vic. You really don't. But it really means a lot to me. That he did this. Aaron was, he was like a little brother to me. He's only 10 years younger than me. So he was like my partner in crime for many years. I drug him into racing RC cars when he was, a teenager, a kid. And from there, it was just like, forget it. We were from RC cars to, it just didn't matter to Lemons racing. He's the reason I got into the 24 Hours Lemons, and then I got him into iRacing. So it's just we've been really bad influences on each other over the years. But because of all the different circles that we've been in, Aaron has got so many friends in like so many different circles. Between him and with Neil, he worked with Neil's father, and of course helped Neil since Neil was a wee lad racing bandoleros. He was just a big-hearted guy. He came off as a real tough and gruff and give you the finger every chance he could, and deep down he was really a big teddy bear, and he would absolutely help anybody. So much he would help anybody else before he would like take care of his own stuff. His own personal car might be, barely on the road, but he was helping other people fixing their cars because he was a mechanic by trade. And like I said, he got me into the 24 Hours of Lemons, introduced me to, the team that he was on, and the friends that we made are, I really have to shout out to them because I'm sure quite a few of those, people that are his friends are watching, and those people have become family to us as well. And losing him this unexpectedly has really been tough on a lot of people. Obviously his family and myself and real close friends, but there's just so many people that he touched over the years that the outpouring has just really blown me away. Really, really gonna miss him. Like I said, he was like a partner in crime to me. We were always up to something to try to have fun and enjoy ourselves. There's just so many things I could go on for like all night, but I won't bore everybody with that. Really, really appreciate what you guys are doing or what Vic's done. I appreciate you. And a side note, as far as the league, I really appreciate all you guys that call these races every week. Goody, you've been a great teammate. I'm so appreciative of you. Let me join Do Good Motorsports. Being able to race with this team has been just so much fun this year. Really wish Aaron had gotten, he took a little break from iRacing recently, and I kind of wish he had gotten back in and we could have, had him join us and Do Good every week, and you guys would have really gotten to know how much fun and how much fun he is, and he'd have you guys laughing every week. But yeah, we're really gonna miss him.
Yeah, good, great words there. Neil, you got anything?
Yeah, I guess I'll start on the ending of Dave's. Yeah, if he was on the team, you definitely would have had to wear earplugs because you would not be able to race because you would be laughing too hard. That man stayed up countless nights with me talking about life, and he truly was the best to me. Like I said, he's Dave's nephew, and I don't have a brother, and he's truly is my brother. He'll be my brother for the rest of my life. We toured countless states, countless hours. We went everywhere together, even if it was just to go watch racing. He was a big guy, but he was the biggest teddy bear you ever meet. And I loved him so much. He truly was the best. When I got into this league, him and Dave wanted me to join them as I was supposed to join another team. And I got dragged with them. And you know what? It was the best season of my life because even if I didn't run good, I still was laughing with them. We stayed on hours after, joking around. We'd run Monday night sessions together, just having a blast. Like I said, but like Dave was saying, when he did not care about his own stuff. He would work all day and then fly to the track and make sure that my stuff was ready to race. He stayed there all night fixing it if it was wrecked or something. We go out to the bar afterwards and just talk racing. He was the man. We had a lot of hours together and stuff that I'll cherish for the rest of my life.
Yeah, definitely. Not talking to Aaron as much as maybe I would have liked to. He seems like he would have been a perfect fit for the mold for the Do Good Motorsports brand. That'd have been pretty cool if we would got to hang out with him too. But Neil, I do got to say I was sharing that story you were talking about before the race. Why coming to this track was special to you with that the Forza 3. I don't know if you want to share a little bit more
Yeah,
about that.
it was I don't know, probably 2013, 2014 or something like that. I was a young kid. Uh, didn't really, I was racing in real life, but didn't really care about the online racing scene. So Aaron had Forza, he made me buy it, and we'd play, online, just Laguna Seca, stuff like that. Just me and him. And the one day he wanted to run online with other people, and we were racing at Mid Ohio. And we came out of going into the last corner. The guy shoved him off to the pit road. So he finally got a good run. I caught the guy, and Aaron looked to his right, and the guy was barrel rolling probably 150 times because I was glued to him and pushed him upside down the whole entire track. And Aaron probably laughed for a good 5 hours. And that story from that day was told every single time we saw each other. Every time a racing crash happened, Aaron would bring it up because we couldn't stop laughing about it. It was like the funniest thing ever. So I was pretty happy. Thank you to Do Good and everything like that, especially Tom for giving up his spot this weekend just to allow me to race. Means a lot. Tom's a good friend of mine. So it means a lot to come back to that track where honestly the online sim racing started many, many years ago. So it was pretty cool to do that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool seeing that come full circle. Well, thank you guys, kind of sharing some thoughts and insight on Aaron, and it was I think it was really cool that again for Vic to memorialize this event for him, and
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some of the maybe his paint schemes and stuff like that will come out as well. It should be pretty neat. But yeah, tonight again was all for Aaron, and yeah, thanks for coming on tonight, guys.
All right, appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
It really means a lot.
Yeah, thank you guys. Actually, thank you guys for showing up. I know it's a really difficult thing to do after somebody close to you passes. I just want to thank you guys for showing up, though. I am really glad that we were able to pull this together in about 24 hours. So
yeah, literally.
It was yeah. It's about yesterday afternoon we started pulling this together. So
yeah,
glad we were able to do
well
it.
Put together, and like I said, me and Dave truly appreciate it. I know we shared it all over Facebook, and our friends shared it all over. I know Dave was talking during the race, and I was joking about it. We had people texting us the whole time asking about how we're running as we're racing.
Yeah,
So we can't really respond to them. But my phone was blowing up the whole time. I had people all over watching it, so it definitely helped us. Helped OSCA build a little bit more. You had some new followers, which is always good. And it was good to see our friends and family watch us. Support the person that we loved.
Yeah, and we're going to continue to debate whether it's a video game or a sim.
Ooh, that might be the battle that that will go on forever. It's like was it from Lamb Chops? It'll be the song that never ends. It's
Yes.
the debate that never ends. But with that, go ahead, Dave.
I was just going to say, regardless of that debate, the thing I love about iRacing is to be able to get together with people that you're friends with like every week and do something that you enjoy. And it's like Neil said, when Aaron, Neil, and I were, teamed up together like last season, and it was a way to get together every week without actually getting together, and just having a good time about it. If we took it too seriously, I would have quit a long time ago.
Same. But yes, so it's certainly something that it's kind of cool to see how how much impact that you can have in this little sim game, whatever you want to call it, of iRacing. It's certainly crazy, and it's kind of cool to see everyone kind of stepping up and paying their respects. That's pretty neat. But with that, we'll wind things down. Again, thanks for Dave and Neil for coming on here, saying some words, and of course Matt for joining me in the booth here tonight. Carlos behind the scenes, running the cameras and whatnot, and of course Vic and Matt for running the league. Certainly fun, and we had a good battles out here tonight. But next week, Monza Oval should be a fun one to
Can't wait.
watch. Yeah, I bet you can. I can. I'll be watching, so it'll be fun. But until then, I'm Mike Goodman. Until next time, right here, same time next week, 3 Wide Racing Television. Good night now.